604 Talk 1073 FM, WBRP. Mornings with Brian Haldane off and running. Brian here with you, JP producing. We are starting off your Friday morning at 71 degrees in downtown Baton Rouge, 71 degrees in the 180 Pros studio. 180 Pros, not your IT provider, your IT partner. We got a busy show for you this morning. We are all over the map today. There is there's so much going on. Yes, we've got Kiffin Watch. Yes, we're talking budget. Yes, we're talking tourism. Yes, we're talking about next year's elections already. Like I said, we are all over the map today, so let's dive right in. Top stories and trending. Let's go.
Number 5.
Starting to see everybody try to put their money where, put their money in line. What's next for different departments? Parish Attorney's Office talking about they don't have enough money with the new budget. East Baton Rouge Parish Library looking to put together next steps for funding. In fact, our news partners at WBRZ have a story this morning about exactly that. East Baton Rouge Parish Library Director Katrina Stokes says they're looking to bring a new tax proposition before the Metro Council in January. Quote, it will be a clean, simple proposition that states the millage will go directly to the library for the next 10 years. Stokes says if they can get a new tax proposition on the June 2026 ballot and it passes, the library will be able to collect revenue for the fiscal year 2026.
Number 4.
Blue Bayou Water Park will reopen under new management in the summer of 2026. Operators said this via social media. The park updated their logo and background, being acquired by a Louisiana-based company called Leisure Sports. Alongside with the upgraded background and logo, it said, quote, yes, we will, to a statement asking if they were opening next summer.
Number 3.
One person was taken to the hospital after they were shot near the CVS on the corner of Plank and Choctaw, according to BRPD. The shooting happened around 5:45 yesterday afternoon or yesterday evening. Sources said that person who was shot was found a few blocks away in the 3100 block of Chippewa Street. They were taken to the hospital in stable condition.
Number 2.
One person was injured in a shooting on Hanks Drive, EBR Sheriff's Office said. The Sheriff's Office said they responded around 9:06 p.m. to shots fired in the 6000 block of Hanks Drive. One person was shot. They said it appears multiple people fired shots. No other information was made immediately available.
Number 1.
The Recreation and Park Commission for East Baton Rouge Parish selected a firm to handle the master plan for City Park and long-term governance of the University Lakes on Wednesday night. Sasaki, you know them from the work they're doing with Plan Baton Rouge Phase 3. An architecture, planning, and landscape and design firm headquartered in Denver, Colorado, signed on to the project. According to Breck documents, that contract is going to run for $600K.
Well, President Trump is scheduled to host New York City Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani at the White House today.
Oh, that should be interesting.
Oh, my goodness.
That should be, calling,
self-proclaimed
communist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An enemy. Straight up.
Yeah.
Said enemy. Trump,
yeah. I know.
Man.
This should be pay-per-view.
Whoo.
Really. This should be pay-per-view.
Oof.
I'd watch it.
Oh, for sure.
I'm not paying for it, but it should be pay-per-view.
No, absolutely.
Someone else will pay for the pay-per-view.
Right.
Yeah.
The company pays for it. We stream it.
That'll work.
Or we just enjoy it from the screen behind it. Yeah.
Do a little listener party.
That's what I'm talking about. Hey, this is good news here. A new Target is coming to the Jubin Crossing Shopping Center, according to Louisiana Commercial Database.
Okay.
We've been waiting on it, man.
On a Target?
Us and Denham, man. We're waiting on it.
Okay.
We've been waiting on it.
Man. All right.
What?
Is Jubin what we thought it would be before it came up?
It's getting there.
Is it?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm on Jubin a lot.
Man, I don't know. Like the Jubin Cross, like where all the stores and restaurants are and everything. Is that what we thought it was going to be? Or did we think it was going to be something that like, oh my gosh, it's nowhere else around?
It's getting there. I feel like it's getting. I feel like Target's really going to help with the come up on that.
Okay. Yeah. No.
So.
See, you're in a bad way if Target helps on the come up.
I mean, it's still a good place. It's a good place.
Sure.
Right?
Why
it's
not?
A good place. Hey, Christie's is auctioning off the world's oldest single malt scotch today. The 85-year-old bottle of Glenlivet Distillery is expected to fetch more than $160,000.
Oh, God. Whiskey
Man.
people are the worst, man.
They are.
That I like.
You kind of love them. You kind of hate them. You kind of.
I'd
take a sip though.
You give me a bottle of Eagle Rare and I'm golden.
Yeah.
I don't need like second market, resale market stuff selling for hundreds or thousands of dollars, 160,000. And Scotch people are worse than bourbon people. They're like, what crazy when it comes to what they will spend on stuff like that.
Absolutely.
And it tastes like you're not going to find a definitive difference in taste. It's just not going to be there.
No matter how much you try to convince me.
No. We're at 610 at Talk 107.3 FM, WBRP. We got sports coming up in just a little bit. This morning, here's the rundown for you. LSU's bringing back the Corps Cadet program. Rico Alvendia is going to join us. He's on the Board of Supervisors. That interview coming up at 6:35. Councilwoman Laurie White-Adams at 7:15. We are talking about the budget at 7:15. Walt Leger from New Orleans and Company at 7:35. Brad Daigle is running for state rep in District 60. That's over by Plaquemine Way. And actually, later on today, we're going to learn that he's getting a pretty big endorsement. We'll talk with Brad Daigle at 8:15, and then Eloise Bakery is going to be in for Foodie Friday. So cakes, cookies, lots of sweets as we get ready for the holiday season. Looking forward to that. Before we take our first break, got to remind you about the folks over at Neurojust, NEUROJUST, neurojust.com. Love telling you about Neurojust. If you or someone you love is battling with anxiety or depression, they've been treatment resistant. Like, if you don't like the way you feel on prescription drugs, that's probably the best. If you've been given an antidepressant and either it doesn't take or it just runs you down, leaves you with that brain fog, leaves you, sleepless nights. This is different. It's called transcranial magnetic stimulation, TMS therapy. And don't mind telling you, my mom's doing it. And she's about a third of the way through the sessions, and she is already losing that brain fog. She's already sleeping better. She is already, starting to feel those choppy seas level out a little bit. And I was talking to her about this yesterday. I was like, "You mind me telling people?" She's like, "No, absolutely. This stuff is awesome. This program, it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody, but it's working for her. So maybe it might be for you as well. Learn more online at neurojust.com, NEUROJUST, neurojust.com.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Let's see. Jubin Crossing is awesome, Renee. I'm there a lot. I'm always at the movie tavern. Love movies. I'm always there just about every Tuesday, nearly. So yeah, there a lot. Kids love Five Below, Barnes and Noble, all that. So we're there a lot. Let's see. Hey, Mayor Wade Evans is in the chat. Remember the flood hurt Jubin's build out. It did.
Oh.
Debbie says, got to get Garrett Graves on. He is making the rounds on news shows.
Is he now?
Hmm.
Would you believe I don't have his phone number?
Really?
Yeah, I
I'm
ran
really
everything.
kinda
I ran
surprised by that.
everything through his chief of staff.
I'm surprised by that.
Yeah,
Heck, even if Garrett Graves came in for a Foodie Friday, that
right.
dude does not disappoint.
No,
Man, it's good stuff.
but yeah, as long as I've known him, never even it was never a thing.
Right.
Paul was awesome.
Man. Pretty cool.
I don't know what that means.
What's that?
Challenge our elected officials to what?
I don't know. Maybe just hold them accountable, I guess. Maybe, or
To what end? Like,
I know.
what changes?
I know.
Oh, you speak the truth. What? It's opinion.
Right.
$6:15 Talk 107.3 FM WBRP mornings with Brian Haldane rolling right along. It is sports time. Let's start off with LSU and Western Kentucky. 6:55 kickoff tomorrow evening in Tiger Stadium. You will hear it on our sister station Eagle 98.1. Sophomore quarterback Michael Van Buren expected to make his second straight start this week. Last week in his first win with the Tigers, Van Buren threw for 221 yards and a touchdown against Arkansas. Van Buren says he's been soaking everything up from the coaching staff this season, which has allowed him to stay ready.
I feel like I've grown a lot, especially this season and like last season, from all the guys here, the offense and the defense, coaches in general. I feel like I learned a lot and I've improved as a player a lot. So I just want to keep getting better each week, keep trying to do what I can to get the victory.
So he came in as the backup to senior quarterback Garrett Nussmeier, who is he's not Nussmeier's not playing tomorrow. Or at least that's the way Coach Wilson put it last night during the weekly radio show. Nussmeier won't be out there. And with all the flips, changes in coaching and everything, all the moving parts, Van Buren says he's glad he ended up at LSU.
My first year here has been pretty much all I could ask for. Even though all the drastic changes that happen, I still just go into every week trying to get better. And we still have the people here that helps me do that. So just coming in every day, trying to make myself better than the day before, that's the main thing. And there's a lot of people in this building that help me do that.
Eagle 98.1's game day, I believe, begins at 1:45 tomorrow is when they'll be out there at Musso, and Hanny will be out there at Rouse's. Meanwhile, last night, LSU women's basketball moved to 6-0 on the season in impressive fashion once again. And this was kind of ridiculous, y'all. So LSU women's basketball has tied NCAA record, something that's only happened once before, starting off the season with 6 consecutive 100-plus point games. That's just ridiculous. I mean, it's an amazing number. They just took it to Alcorn State last night, 112-49 your final score. And I mean, they started off early, and they started off very early, right out the blocks.
Flauget will dribble around her, get it left wing Williams, 3-ball, good.
Very good. And Patrick, they were in a zone, so that's something that we talked about. Will teams play a zone because we are so athletic?
Bengal Pest Product 3-pointer. Michaela Williams is torching it from the outside. She is 12 of 19 from 3 so far here in game 6 of the season.
She was 6 of 10 from 3-point range last night. Flauget was, she was 3 of 5 from 3-point range last night. That was from the floor, y'all. That would have been ridiculous. She was 3 of 5 from 3-point range last night. Flauget from the floor was 8 of 12. Michaela with 15 points last night. Flauget with 16 points. You also had scoring in double figures last night. Grace Knox had 12. Kate Koval had 15. Malaysia Fulwiley had 18.
So Fulwiley in the half-court circle with 3, with 2, behind her back, with 1, off balance, 3 at the buzzer, count it. That's what she does.
That's what she does. And she took that one pretty early,
Yeah,
but thank goodness for the rebound.
Yeah, she took one way early. Coach will kind
Previous
of tell
play
her
is under
about
review
that.
to confirm 3-point basket.
And it was
It
confirmed.
was clearly before the horn.
It was
clearly
confirmed. The end of the first quarter was 31-11, when you have a 20-point lead at the end of the first quarter, you're doing a few things right. One other quick highlight. Let's go back to Flaugier in the third quarter. I'm sorry, beginning of the fourth quarter. Just sometimes they just make it look so easy.
Guarded very closely, so she's going to dribble past her man, take it, scoop it, underhand finger roll up and in. Lonjay Johnson with 14 made it look almost too easy.
Too easy.
92-35, a quick 6-0 run.
6-0 on the season. Up next, they've got Marist coming up on the 28th. So they got a little bit of a break before then. Here comes the Fox Business Report. Break. Minor volume on 12 westbound coming in from Livingston Parish, and I do mean minor, so right around Range Avenue. It's really, really smooth sailing to start off your morning. 12 west all the way through the 10-12 merge. It's looking good. 10 west all the way from Ascension Parish through the merge. It's looking good. We're smooth all the way through town, and I-10 eastbound coming back in from westbound Rouge Parish looks good too, as does 110. Now, I tell you all that, but I do need to tell you this. There is a stalled vehicle in the roadway on I-10 eastbound, in between Bluebonnet and I guess it's in between Bluebonnet and Essen right there. I'm not showing any delays as a result of it. It's not jamming anybody up, but it is out there. So I'll let you know about it. Surface streets, we do have an accident to look out for right now. That would be Airline at Beechwood, but that's the only thing we've got cooking on your surface street. So that's your look at traffic from the Talk 107.3 Traffic Center. Oh. 624 Talk 107.3 FM WBRP. Morning with Brian Haldane rolling right along. We've got a little programming note for tonight. Oh, by the way, Talk 107.3 is your new home for Ken Trahan's original prep football report. Get live in-game updates, a full statewide scoreboard, and check-ins with correspondents from every corner of the state. Friday nights this fall from 6 to 11 p.m. It's Ken Trahan's original Prep Football Report, presented locally by Dr. Pepper and the Harold Perkins Jr. Tuition Program, right here on Talk 107.3 FM. We got. Okay. It will be ever evolving up until Lane Kiffin lands somewhere. And it seems like a daily update at this point, and we're going to keep it going as long as as long as there's a story to advance. We will continue to advance the story. It's time for Kiffin Watch.
Where's the Lane train headed? Hoo, hoo.
I hear the train a-comin'. It's rollin' around the bend.
This is Kiffin Watch 2025.
Bye weekend for Ole Miss this weekend, which meant nothing but, distractions up in Oxford. Lane Kiffin getting questions left and right about whether or not he's coming to LSU, going to Florida, or going to stay put. Christopher Bowen spoke with our news partners over at Louisiana Radio Network. He's with bookies.com, says as of right now, the odds actually favor him not needing to move before it's all said and done.
It's probably 50% that he stays at Ole Miss. 25% he goes to LSU, maybe 20% he goes to Florida.
Okay, well, that leaves 5% on the table, but we won't do the math on that because it's a Friday morning. Kiffin and Ole Miss Athletics Director Keith Carter are scheduled to meet this morning. Bowen says Ole Miss will pull out all the stops to keep Kiffin in Oxford.
Though LSU is a heck of a job, and LSU is the creme de la creme of jobs that are out there, Ole Miss has said they can match whatever offers come out for Lane Kiffin's services from Florida, from LSU, from anybody.
Bowen says if LSU fails to land Kiffin, one name that's been floating around in Tigerland as that of another SEC head coach. That would be Eli Drinkwitz of Missouri.
He's young. He's hungry. He clearly shows he can win at a place like Missouri, where we've seen careers come to end very quickly since that SEC move.
But you're going to pay Lane Kiffin dollars for Eli Drinkwitz. I don't like that correlation right there. Something needs to be kept in mind is like, not all coaching contracts are created equal. Just because the LSU job is open, that doesn't mean that has one line item tells you what LSU coaches will make here, right? It depends on who the coach is. Kiffin would garner a lot more money than Eli Drinkwitz, especially when you look at what they've been doing with their respective teams over the last few years. Missouri does it against nobodies. Ole Miss has been, especially this year, doing it well. Talk about that meeting between Lane Kiffin and Keith Carter. Matt Moscona over at LouisianaSports.net, and after further review. By the way, if you've not been following the story on LouisianaSports.net, you are a step behind and probably inaccurate. They've been killing it since the beginning. Per Matt Moscona over at LouisianaSports.net, Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss Athletic Director Keith Carter are scheduled to meet today to discuss the coach's future with the Rebels football program. Multiple sources have confirmed to LouisianaSports.net. The team will take the weekend off during its open date. The number 6 Rebels travel to face Mississippi State next Friday in the Egg Bowl. So, according to the sources, Carter is seeking clarity from Kiffin on his future coaching plans. The 50-year-old Kiffin has been linked to both the vacant Florida and LSU jobs. Carter is expected to present Kiffin with a comprehensive NIL plan for the program moving forward. That doesn't mean an NIL budget. That means an NIL plan. I mean, NIL is not where it is not today and will not be tomorrow where it was 2 years ago. You don't just back up a Brinks truck and call it a day. Ole Miss was one of the earliest and most active programs in the transfer portal and through fundraising through the Grove Collective. NCAA's revenue sharing program went live on July 1, which disallows collectives from paying student athletes directly. All NIL deals, see, this is what I was talking about. All NIL deals worth more than $600 must be approved by the NIL Go clearinghouse. So what's the plan look like? How will Ole Miss attack it other than just cutting a check? That's what Kiffin's looking for. Carter just wants to know what else Kiffin wants, basically. We're going to know a heck of a lot more after today. Kiffin Watch 2025. This time on Monday, we should have a lot more clarity. It's coming up on 6:30 at Talk 107.3 FM, WBRP. Rico Alvendia from the LSU Board of Supervisors is slated to join us at 6:35. LSU reinstates the 165-year-old tradition of military training and leadership with the Corps of Cadets. We'll be talking with Rico Alvendia about this in our next segment. Might slip in a question or two about where the Board of Supervisors is at on this search. I'm not sure he's going to have a whole lot because it's not in their hands yet. But we'll talk with him in our next segment. Also, do I have time for? I do. Got to remind you about the folks over at BREC, B-R-E-C. BREC.org is their home base online. Baton Rouge's recreational department, they've tasked with being all things to all people. It's a seemingly impossible task, but they get it done. Whatever it is you're into recreationally, go to BREC.org. Look at that little magnifying glass with a tab next to it. Type it in right there. You're going to find what you're looking for. From Frisbee golf to pickleball to pottery. They've got you covered on all fronts. Number of facilities all around the parish. Fantastic facilities all around the parish. Great class schedule they've got going on. And oh, by the way, if you don't yet know what to do with the kiddos over the holidays, they have camps for that. Check it out. Learn more at BREC.org. Quick break. We'll talk with Rico Alvendia next. What were his million questions about?
First of all, I was like, yeah, you'll be on about, what was it, around 10 minutes or so. Okay, well, how long is the interview? And then I'm like, okay,
We're going to go to 50 if we can.
50? Okay. Because he said he had something like right after. So he's like literally like knocking it out. Like, okay, all right. So,
Yeah, he's making the rounds promoting this.
yeah. So,
Good morning, Christy. Welcome in, Boo. Did you get a phone number from him to call back? No, I don't. Shit. .636 Talk 107.3 FM WBRP. Mornings with Brian Haldane rolling right along. Waiting on Rico Alvendia to call back. He's with the LSU Board of Supervisors. LSU is bringing back the Corps of Cadets. It's a 165-year-old tradition of military training and leadership. Rico, he actually called in 10 minutes ago. And was like, JP was like, well, it's about a 10-minute wait if you want to call back. So waiting on him to call back. In fact, let me contact. All I've got is email, JP. So,
Oh, there he is.
okay, then I don't have to email. Good. All right. So let's talk a little bit about the Corps of Cadets here. I mean, it's this is basically how LSU got started, also many years ago. So we welcome on Rico Alvendia to the show. Or are we still calling you King? Do you still carry the crown with you from last year, or from this year's Washington Mardi Gras?
Well, I'm still the reigning king, but actually we have a new one, and it's Gray Stream, who is a great businessman from Lake Charles, will be the king this coming year. But I'll carry the scepter until January gladly.
All right.
Proudly.
How was it? How was your reign?
It was wonderful, and again, my whole theme and cause was to honor our military. As a veteran of the Iraqi war, my whole thing was, I'll do this with honor, but I want to pay tribute to the military. And we did that. The entire theme of Mardi Gras this past year in DC was to honor all of our veterans, and it was wonderful.
Absolutely. We're talking with Rico Alvendia from LSU's Board of Supervisors. We're going to get into the Corps of Cadets here in just a minute, and I know you're going to have to punt on the question I want to ask, but y'all have a meeting today. There's no way I can't ask it. Y'all have a meeting today. Anything special on the docket that we need to know about yet?
We have some business we're taking care of. Obviously, everybody knows we are dealing with getting a new wonderful coach for the future of our LSU football program. We're also still dealing with some housekeeping from the past. So, we're moving forward in a very positive way. All
right, I'll take it. Let's get over to the business at hand. The reason why you're on this morning, reactivating the Corps of Cadets. Tell me all about why this is significant.
Sure. Well, listen, everybody knows, once again, Louisiana is such a patriotic state. The LSU Tiger Nation are such patriots. And let me be clear, the ROTC programs in Louisiana have been there. Army, Air Force, Navy, they're still intact. However, the Corps of Cadets, which used to wear a common uniform, used to be thousands of cadets strong, started over 165 years ago. That disbanded in the 1960s, kind of went away at LSU. But with today's renewed patriotism at LSU, the LSU Board of Supervisors, myself, actually a couple of other Board of Supervisors, Chairman Ballard, Remy Starnes, had a renewed effort to bring back the Corps of Cadets. And it's a special effort. The Corps of Cadets is going strong at Texas A&M, as you know, West Point, Citadel, a lot of other universities have a strong Corps. But what we're doing now is we're opening it up to non-military track cadets. And what that means is we'll have hundreds of students at LSU will have the opportunity to take some of those leadership classes, but also obtain a minor in cybersecurity and national defense leadership. So now we're going to have the other students come in who don't necessarily have to serve in the military, but they could take advantage of the leadership programming. And believe it or not, they do this successfully over at Texas A&M.
Okay.
Texas A&M has 4,000 cadets. 60% of those cadets will never serve in the military, but they join the Corps of Cadets out of pride, honor. They'll wear a uniform, a common uniform like the other students will in this Corps at LSU, but they will never serve in the military. So it's a wonderful opportunity to continue a tradition that was there for over 160 years. And we're going to bring that back, very excited about it. They have a beautiful new uniform. It's got the gray top with the white pants, the gray long sleeves, much like at West Point.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a renewed sense of pride for the campus, we think. The Board of Supervisors said, let's do something to help bring some strong character, integrity, tradition to the campus. And lo and behold, the Corps of Cadets, I think, is a solution there. I mean, I think it's a great program that we're excited to support. And by the way, great support from Governor Landry, from the legislature. Everybody's very supportive. ROTC alumni,
Mm-hmm.
I got to tell you, the ROTC alumni at LSU is as strong as they come. And they're 100% behind this.
We got Rico Alvendia on with us talking about the Corps of Cadets coming back to LSU. I want to get into the history of the ROTC at LSU in just a little bit, but
sure.
I do want to, if we could before that,
Mm-hmm.
you mentioned the Board of Supervisors as a whole, but like you as a retired lieutenant colonel, like, is this your baby? Is this your big push?
Well, I'll tell you, once again, when I got there, I heard about the Corps of Cadets for years, but when I was appointed to the Board of Supervisors, I talked to my colleagues, and look, a couple of them said, look, we've been trying to bring it back, and we've had an effort there. Certain people at the administration were bringing it back as well. But look, I'm happy to say with my military experience, having served, again, overseas with my experience, I was able to say, these are some things we have to do. Being a military veteran, we have to do A, B, and C. And I think we were able to unlock crack the code, so to speak, and do this. We had to get some funding. And then I'll tell you, the LSU administration opened that funding because we have to hire some full-time folks for the Corps of Cadet, starting with a deputy commandant. That would be an associate director position. That's actually being offered right now. We have a nationwide application open for that. So yeah, I won't take all the credit for it because I'll tell you, it's a team effort, but I'm happy to say that once I got on the board, this did become one of my initiatives. And I want to thank Chairman Ballard for his strong support here, as well as Supervisor Starnes on the board, but 100% support from the Board of Supervisors. I can't tell you how patriotic these folks are, to do this. So I'm happy to be a part of it.
Rico Alvendia is with us. He's on LSU's Board of Supervisors, and we're talking about the Corps of Cadets coming back. All right, let's talk a little bit about that history. I mean, LSU, 160 year history. Old war school. Like we're talking. This is how we as LSU got started in the first place. So walk me through a little bit of the history of the connections here.
No question. So many people may not realize this, but in 1860, LSU started as a military academy.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was. It was a military academy. You had your cadets. For many years, it was mandatory. If you went to LSU A&M, if you were a male, you had to be part of the Corps of Cadets. And in fact, we still have a living Cadet Corps commander. Many people may know Richard Lipsey. You heard of Mr. Lipsey before? A wonderful alumni. He was actually a Corps commander of ROTC back in the 1960s before he was commissioned as an officer and worked with John F. Kennedy on his staff. So he told me, Rico, look, back in the 60s, we had over 5,000 cadets at LSU in the Corps of Cadets. I thought that was amazing. To add to that, a lot of people don't know this. During World War II, LSU commissioned the third amount of most officers in the nation behind West Point and Annapolis. Actually, that statistic was challenged recently, and I think there is truth to this, that Texas A&M did edge out a little more officers in LSU. But nevertheless, we were up there, top 5 commissioning sources in the country. We graduated thousands of proud military officers during the war, so World War II. So after that, it really, the tradition continued. Many proud ROTC alumni, and as you mentioned earlier, the Old War School, is a great tradition. It's the ROTC alumni who graduated from LSU that make up that proud group of individuals. And the Old War School has never gone away.
No.
They've been there for years doing philanthropy, helping ROTC students, helping veterans in the community. They've done a lot of great things. So I got to tell you, the Old War School is just excited as can be that we restarted the Corps of Cadets, at LSU. We reactivated them. And we did it at the halftime ceremony this past game. I don't know if you had an opportunity to see that, but at the military tribute game.
Yep.
We had Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser walked out to the middle of the field with a flag and handed it to the Corps commander, who happens to be a female. Cadet Barkley was the female Corps commander. They're all wearing their brand new uniforms. You know, again, Army, Air Force, Navy now will all wear one uniform, a beautiful gray wool top, and you know, he handed them the flag. So we've come a long way, but we're proud. Again, the Board of Supervisors, so proud together with the administration. And let me tell you, the ROTC leaders as well. You know, you have a couple of strong lieutenant colonels there. Lieutenant Colonel Kostelik with the Air Force, ROTC, Lieutenant Colonel Turlock with Army, and Colonel Nuazdemi with the Navy. So 3 strong ROTC colonels there already, who are so excited as well to have this common Corps of cadets now.
LSU has taken a lead in the cybersecurity world. Talk to me a little bit about that emphasis.
100%. And this goes hand in hand with that. So what we're going to do now is, if you go to ROTC Corps Cadet classes, you can take a minor now. You'll get a minor degree in cybersecurity. There's a cybersecurity center at LSU. I can't tell you how strong of a career this is out there, not just in national defense industry, but also in corporate America. Think of all the people that the computers, the corporations are being hacked. Federal government's being hacked by sources outside the U.S. Cybersecurity is a real career, a strong industry right now, and LSU is offering that. We have a program there, and if you go to the LSU Corps of Cadets, once again, don't have to raise your hand and serve in the military, but now you can go there, sit side by side with other cadets, ROTC cadets and other civilians, and you could take cybersecurity classes and get a minor in that. So whether you're majoring in construction management, whether you're majoring in business, you have this strong minor now. By the way, not just a cybersecurity minor, you have a national defense leadership designator on your minor. I think it's a strong builder for your resume. I tell you, as an employer, I think that's going to go a long way. So, you know, this Corps of Cadets is going to give our students, I think, an edge in corporate America as well to get jobs. And that's very important for us.
We got about a minute and a half, 2 minutes left with Rico Alvendia from LSU's Board of Supervisors. So where's home base going to be on campus?
Great question. We actually have we have an RTC building that's been there forever.
Yeah.
And a lot of alumni tells me, don't move it from there. But I'm like, you guys, this is an ancient building, it just doesn't hold that many people. The state legislature, Louisiana state legislature, the governor, the administration was kind enough to now select another building. It's called the Emerging Technology Building. Beautiful building on the other side of campus. We have a multi-million-dollar renovation going on there. It will now be the newest ROTC building in the country. Will be there. It's a 3-floor building. We're going to have a beautiful artificial turf next to it. We're going to have a climbing wall next to it. We're going to have a big field next to it where, the cadets can exercise and do field exercises, and it's just going to be a wonderful facility to house this new Corps of Cadets. It's going to help us recruit nationally. And that's the last thing I'll tell you is look, what's going to be key here is recruiting nationally, tapping into those cadets that go to Texas A&M, that go to West Point, that go to Annapolis. Now they can come to LSU. Look, LSU is already a great national brand. We know that. Now we're going to attract the cadets. We have a beautiful new building that's going to help us do that. We have a beautiful new Corps of Cadets with a history to do that. And that's going to be our goal. We're going to be recruiting mode because that building I talked about is going to come online next fall, fall of 2026. So the next year, we're going to be in recruiting mode, hopefully taking hundreds of cadets from across the country to come, the ROTC cadets to come down and join the Corps of Cadets. And by the way, one last thing.
Go for it.
Federal ROTC scholarships will come with those cadets.
Really?
Okay, so when we bring these cadets down from all across the country, their ROTC federal scholarship will follow them. And Texas A&M has figured that out. Notre Dame has figured that out. Alabama ROTC has figured that out. Tulane ROTC has figured that out. LSU is now going to step in and say, hey, let's bring some cadets down here. Let's rebuild this strong Corps of Cadets in our tradition. We're so excited to do that.
Let's get you back on when it's time to open up that building and maybe get out there and take a tour as well. In the meanwhile, fantastic update. Rico Alvendia from LSU's Board of Supervisors. Love the good news. Love the move forward. Love the the potential for leadership here It's untapped and it's got a great future. So thank you so much for a couple minutes this morning.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for having me. Y'all have a wonderful weekend and a wonderful Thanksgiving.
You do the same, and shoot me a text if anything comes out of that meeting coming up. We're long. We got a break here. We'll come back, pick it up next. We're gonna have that featured. That one's gonna be featured today. You want the notes on it? Okay, that's exactly halfway across. Headline: LSU's future is in its roots. The Louisiana Business Weekly podcast is your source for the latest in Louisiana's business landscape. I'm the host, but definitely not the star of the show, and it is proudly presented by Currency Bank. This weekly show dives into the trends, stories, and voices shaping the state's economy. Stories of victory, stories of loss, stories of failure, and stories of growth. Listen and subscribe on all your favorite platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and more. You can also catch every episode at talk1073.com. Thanks again to Rico Alvendia for hopping on board, talking about the Corps of Cadets coming back to LSU. I was glad he came on to do that. I knew he wasn't like We weren't going to get into the coaching search topic because he's got nothing new to share. There is a board of supervisors meeting this morning, and he won't have anything to share until after that meeting, probably after executive session of that meeting. But it's kind of all eyes on Oxford right now as Lane Kiffin's meeting with his athletic director today. We'll know a whole lot more after that. In the meanwhile, keeping it back home, more good news coming out on the education front. I love this. We got Dr. Brumley coming up Tuesday after next. I believe that's when he's on the books. For the fourth consecutive year, the State Department of Education is reporting an increase in public school and district performance scores. The statewide performance score for this year is 80.9. That's up from 75.3 in 2021. Superintendent Brumley says this is the highest overall score under the current 150-point system.
We are pleased with the progress, but we're not satisfied because we know that we still have so much work to do to improve education in our state.
You hear it at 80 and it's like, wow, that's pretty good. And then when you hear it's on 150 points, it's like, wow, that's only a little bit over half. Brumley says the progress shows what's possible when the state is focused on strong instruction.
We've invested heavily in classroom teachers to ensure that all students have access to a high-quality teacher, armed with a rigorous curriculum. We've provided a ton of additional tutoring to students in need.
That heavy dose tutoring has been just a game changer, and the emphasis on back to basics, back to basics, back to basics. Every time Dr. Brumley says it, it just fires me up. By the way, overall, 21% of schools earned the letter grade of A, 31% got a B, 32% a C, 16% getting a D or F. Those are pretty decent numbers right there to see those Ds and Fs start to whittle down a little bit. Next year, the percentage of A's and B's could drop as the state is going to move to a new accountability formula. This is something we've talked about in the past, but it's been a minute. Basically, the new accountability formula is going to give a better assessment of where kids actually are, not just putting a score next to their names. Brumley says schools and districts are going to be measured using a straightforward scorecard that will raise expectations for student performance, put a greater emphasis on whether or not students graduate ready for a career, college, or military service.
I think the first release, you'll see more of a bell curve of school systems and schools. And as time passes and as results get stronger, which I'm confident they will, we'll see more and more schools and districts move into that A and B category.
We'll have Dr. Brumley on the Tuesday after Thanksgiving. First Tuesday in December is when he will be on with us. We got news, traffic, and weather coming up before hour number 2. Do need to remind you about the folks over at 180 Pros, our studio sponsor, 180 Pros. Not your IT provider, your IT partner. 330-2200 is the phone number. Of course, that's a 225 number. Why? Because they are local. 225-330-2200. What makes the difference between an IT provider and an IT partner? Well, first of all, they measure things differently at 180 Pros. They base their success solely off of your success. A lot of IT companies will go in and base their success off whether or not they can check off all the items on your punch list. Not the case. When it comes to managing your cybersecurity, when it comes to managing your network, when it comes to keeping your business up and running, they base their success off of your success. Simplified billing plays into this. Same-day response time plays into this. You work together with them. You don't just call on them. You work with them. Learn more at 180pros.com. 180pros.com. All right, news, traffic, weather coming your way. After that, in hour 2, Councilwoman Laurie White Adams will take a little bit deeper dive into the budget, and we'll also visit with Walt Leger next hour from New Orleans and Company. All right, I have to get up and walk around, or I will fall asleep. I wish I had that skill to be able to fake like I'm angry all the time.
Maybe that's the trick. He's always angry. Maybe that's it. There's that famous line from it was the Avengers. Yeah, they were talking to the Bruce Banner, about being the Hulk, and they're like, "Hey, now would be a good time to get angry." It's like that's the secret. I'm always angry.
He would die of a heart attack.
He would. He would. He would.
What kind of a stupid question is that?
What?
Would you rather run payroll or give yourself a root canal?
Right.
Hey, if you were a hot dog, would you eat yourself? I'd slather myself in mustard. I'd be delicious. Hey.
Oh, dude, I'd do a deep dive in some relish real quick. Maybe a pot of chili. Yeah. Yeah.
My friends call me Whiskers.
Hmm.
.705 Talk 107.3 FM WBRP mornings with Brian Haldane rolling right along. Hour 2 coming your way right now. Brian here with you, JP producing, broadcasting live from the 180 Pros studios. 180 Pros. Is it time for your IT to do a 180? Learn more at 180pros.com. We're starting off the second hour we're starting off the 7 o'clock hour at 72 degrees in downtown Baton Rouge. Busy hour this hour, diving back into the budget. Councilwoman Laurie White Adams has been in a number of public meetings on the budget. What's she hearing out there? What are we learning? We'll talk with her at 7:15. Also this hour, we'll get a little update on tourism down in New Orleans. Walt Leger from New Orleans and Company going to join us at 7:35. Right now, though, we start off your second hour with top stories and trending.
Number 5.
Why do I close websites? It doesn't. Squarespace storage on South Choctaw Drive has become a recurring scene for the Baton Rouge Fire Department. In fact, day before yesterday, there was a huge fire. You can see it from Florida Boulevard, and it's on Choctaw. You can see it from Florida on the west side of Airline, even though it's up on Choctaw east of Sherwood Forest. So Squarespace storage has been a recurring scene from Baton Rouge firefighters, and there's questions being arisen. First fire was back in April, destroyed the front building. That remains unsolved. A second fire in August resulted in the arrest of 45-year-old Derek Turan after investigators say security footage showed him walking away from a smoking unit. And then there was another fire on Wednesday. Are they all connected? Well, that's what investigators are tasked with finding out. From the Baton Rouge Fire Department. Shoot. Hang on. My apologies. Billy Zachary with the Baton Rouge Fire Department says, quote, or tells our news partners at WBRZ, quote, "We treat them as independent investigations so investigators can go through the methodical process for each one. As to whether or not they are connected, we will learn more as the story moves forward."
Number 4.
Blue Bayou Water Park will reopen under new management in the summer of 2026, the operators said via social media. They updated their logo and background and responded to a question asking if they were open with just a simple answer, yes, we will. By the way, they are under new management. They've been bought by a Louisiana company called Leger Sports.
Number 3.
One person was taken to the hospital after they were shot near the CVS on the corner of Plank and Choctaw, according to Baton Rouge Police. Shooting happened around 5:45 p.m. yesterday. Sources said that person who was shot was found a few blocks away at the 3100 block of Chippewa. They were in stable condition when they went to the hospital.
Number 2.
Another person was shot in a shooting on Hanks Drive, according to the East Baton Rouge Parish Sheriff's Office, responding to a call around 9:06 to shots fired. One person was shot, but it looks like multiple people were firing shots. No other information was available.
Number 1.
The Recreation and Park Commission for East Baton Rouge Parish selected the firm to handle the master plan for City Park and the long-term governance of the University Lakes last night. That company is, someone we're familiar with if you've been following Plan Baton Rouge Phase 3. Sazaki's got a $600,000 contract to handle it. What you got, JP?
Well, President Trump is scheduled to host New York City Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani at the White House today.
That should be fun.
Yeah.
Why don't we get to watch that on TV? That would be better than
what I want to see.
It's better than anything that's on TV.
For sure.
I mean, what's on TV middays? They still have soap operas on TV. It's like
know.
My grandmother always called them her stories.
Her stories.
Yeah. They still have like the Guiding Light.
I wonder.
And
man.
The Young and the Restless.
That's a good question.
I don't know. If I'm home during the day, first of all, if I'm home during the day, I'm finding a way to sleep.
Oh,
right?
Absolutely.
But like if there's anything on TV, this is why people are employed, because there's nothing good on.
That's right. And it takes you forever to find something anyway.
Right.
Too many options.
Right. So, but yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
Are the stories still out there? Because this would be better than the stories.
Someone's got to know. Facebook chat, let us know. Someone's got to know. But yeah, apparently.
You got Trump, you got Mamdani, you got Drake Ramore. However it plays out.
Mamdani says he's ready. I'll be ready for whatever happens. That's what he says. Quote, okay. I'll be ready for whatever happens.
See, and that's where Trump gets you though. He's going in looking for a fight. Donald Trump's gonna be looking to work together.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna go in, like once you're behind closed doors, he's be like, what's the building blocks? Where do we start? Right.
His guard's gonna be up and he's just gonna be Oh man. Hey, in other news, some good news here. A new Target is coming to the Jubin Crossing Shopping Center, according to the Louisiana Commercial Database.
Yeah, that'll solve all your problems.
It will. That with a little cup of little pumpkin spice.
Wait, hang on. Are we back to shopping at Target now? Or are we done being mad at them?
Yeah, we're done.
Are we?
So.
Are we?
Depends. Just watch your steps, Target. Just watch your steps,
I'm saying.
Tread lightly, Target. But no, this is good news, right? This is good. You'll find yourself out there, right?
No.
Come on.
No, I won't. Okay, so first of all, I don't really shop at Target.
Right.
Not to do with any kind of boycott or anything like that.
Yeah.
But and even if I did, there's a Target at Millerville. There's a super Target at Millerville.
Yeah.
So why would I, living in Sherwood Forest, pass a Target to go to Target?
No. Just
All right.
Thought you'd maybe want to just go check
You
it out.
didn't think that one through. You didn't think that one through.
Well, I did. I
That's-
just thought, hey, while you're there, maybe hit me up.
No, let's not
Maybe
go
we
to
can
that
get-
Target. Let's go to
maybe we
another
can-
Target.
Maybe we can just hit up Jersey Mike's while we're there. We catch a movie right there.
No, you know what we
Go
can
catch
do?
a movie.
No, we can go get some custard over at Andy's.
There we go.
I will go out to Jubin for that.
They got Rouse's right there too.
That's
man. Rouse's. One-stop shop.
move
That's
on.
it.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Hey, Christie's is auctioning off the world's oldest single malt scotch today.
Yeah.
The 85-year-old bottle from Glenlivet Distilleries is expected to fetch more than $160,000.
Whiskey people are crazy.
Man,
they're crazy in the head.
I thought you'd be on this. I thought you'd be like, this is,
You know what it's going to taste like?
What?
Scotch.
It looks like it tastes good.
It's that's a callback from last week.
Looks like it tastes great.
Okay, no inside jokes here. For those that
my head hurts.
Was
the back of my head hurts.
When Ian Somerhalder came to town, he's hawking his new bourbon, right? Brothers Bond, I think it's called.
Yes.
And it was the trending story, and JP said, "It looks good." And I'm like, "It's brown water. They all look the same." And neither one of us could contain it for like the next 10 minutes. So that was a callback to that joke. All right. It's 7:12 at Talk 107.3 FM. The EBR budget does not have $160,000 to buy scotch with. What does it have? Someone who probably needs a glass of scotch after these last 2 weeks. Laurie White Adams joins us next. Going fantastic. How are you? Yeah. Yeah. Yes. And I've got one more home game. 7:15, Talk 107.3 FM, WBRP, Mornings with Brian Haldane, rolling right along. It is time to talk budget again. Metro Councilwoman Laurie White Adams comes back. How are you?
Good, Brian. Thank you for having me. Great to
No,
be here.
as much as we can peel back the layers of the onion on this, I want to.
Absolutely.
And you've said it on a couple of public meetings this week.
Yes, we have two.
Yep. Are there more?
Oh, there are more. So
Okay.
we had one Wednesday. We had one last night.
Right.
We'll have another one on Monday at 5 o'clock. Everybody is encouraged to attend or tune in.
So, but are these specialized to different parts of the budget, or is this an overview?
So Monday is going to be specialized.
Okay.
It'll be Department of Public Works, so buildings and grounds, maintenance, environmental services, drainage, and transportation.
Okay.
And then Big Buddy is also going to be at the end of that meeting as well. They'd asked to come in and address us. So, but
Well, what have we learned thus far? What have you picked up between Wednesday and Thursday evening that you didn't know going in?
yeah. So Wednesday was primarily the courts. It was the judiciary, right? And of course DA Hiller Moore. I think the critical thing that came out of Wednesday is the way that public safety. It was explained to us that it's basically the four tires on the car. You've got your JDC, your 19th JDC, your district attorney's office, law enforcement, your police, and then of course police and sheriff, and then your office of the public defender. And if any one of these four is not operating well, it's like a flat tire on a car, and the whole car has trouble going down the street. So I think when I think public safety, previously I've really thought about, you think about the police, you think about sheriff, you think about law enforcement, and just, really digging in and understanding how critical, a well-funded or at least an adequately funded JDC, district attorney's office, and office of the public defender are. These all play an important role in identifying people who, have an opportunity to off-ramp out of the system to go into a diversion program. Of course, the public defender is critical.
Yeah.
Without a public defender, you can't go to trial. Right. Yeah. And of course, the district attorney's office. I did not realize they were down by 25 assistant district attorneys.
And that's going to worsen. Oh, by the way, when you look at the
125.
opportunities that ADAs would have to go elsewhere, like if they want to move an hour down the road to Jefferson Parish,
Right.
And I have all the numbers still in my office. When District Attorney Hiller Moore was pushing for his millage back, was it in April? I think it was.
Yes, right.
The numbers are stark. The numbers punch you in the face and then
They
punch
do.
you again in the gut
They do.
because we are so underfunded and understaffed. And now we have to take all that and say, all right, tighten up. Tighten up from what?
Right. I mean, these are people businesses,
Right.
or people entities. And so, what they're telling us is we can't cut any more printing or paper or pencils or gym clips. We're going to be cutting people.
Right.
And that's going to make everything, less efficient, less effective, and of course slower.
And which ultimately means it's going to make Baton Rouge more dangerous.
I think that's probably fair to say.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
you're not going to have,
Right.
unless every case out there is like with no bail. And then at that point, you turn around and say, where are you going to put them?
That's right. And I mean, the prison, we had those expenses too. I mean,
Right.
those are constitutional expenses that we have to provide for as well.
Okay.
No easy solutions.
No, I
easy
know.
solutions.
So
Yeah.
well, you hear from the DA who has a very, very strong case. You hear from the public defenders who have a very, very strong case.
That's right.
So, but at the end of the day, though, it's like tough.
That's
I
right.
don't
There's
know.
only
What do you
so
do?
much money. You can only divide the pie so many ways. I mean,
Right.
so many ways. Yeah, absolutely. I think the thing that I understood and knew previously, but that maybe other council members didn't understand, the public didn't understand, is that the fact that the 19th judicial district is where all the state cases happen, right? So the state of Louisiana,
Yeah.
if they file or if they're sued, it happens in the 19th JDC. So essentially, East Baton Rouge Parish residents are subsidizing the state's court system. And we had 5, right. I know, I see your face.
Oh,
Yes.
very quizzical. Yes.
Yes. So we had 5 legislators who were able to attend. We invited our entire East Baton Rouge Parish legislative delegation. Several people were out of town or had conflicts, we had 5 attend and listen to Judge Tarvel Smith talk about the a number of cases or the percentage of the docket in the 19th JDC that is state cases, and how we don't, and now conversations, I understand that conversations are ongoing with the Attorney General about some potential support for the 19th JDC, but also the castings. So once cases are complete, money is owed from the state at times to the 19th JDC.
So that
and
money,
that
we can recoup that.
but it takes years. It can take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years for us to recoup that money. And during that time, the residents of East Baton Rouge Parish are floating the state's expenses.
Okay. So I know that as a council person,
Yes.
y'all are looking for revenue streams. Is this worth exploring to find a way to expedite that?
I hope so. I mean, that's why we invited the legislators.
Yeah.
We needed for them to hear the same information.
Absolutely.
And I do think they got it. I do think they understood. And there will be follow-up meetings, right? I mean, this is just the beginning, of those conversations. So, more to come. I mean, we're exploring every option and looking under every stone to make sure that things are fair.
Last night we heard from finance and the parish attorney's office. Tell me about that.
We did. So, finance department gave us an overview, of 20,000 foot overview of the budget. 57% of the overall budget, it's public safety. Just to kind of explain where the revenues come and where they go. But the finance department, it was important, I think, for the council members to dig in, but also the public to dig in and understand what our finance department does. So a lot of those employees, we have an internal auditing division that is bringing in funding. So when you're looking at laying people off, do you want to lay off an internal auditor that is helping to recoup millions of dollars that were not paid?
But if you're
in taxes,
to go along with that, though, if
Sure.
you're looking for something to outsource, that would be something that you could objectively outsource and probably not miss a step.
Potentially, I don't know. We have not explored that. I need to have those conversations.
Well, and I was sitting on that outsource because we'll
Yeah.
bring that back up on the back end.
And you have to wonder, because our salaries are not
Right.
high.
Right.
Would it actually save money? I don't know.
Okay.
We talked about the parish attorney's office as well. Our attorney who deals with subrogation brings in, 2 million to maybe 3 million a year in subrogation funds recouped. That's a good deal, a salary for one parish attorney to bring in that subrogation money. But also the other thing I would tell you, discussions about outsourcing anything with the parish attorney. I mean, these are very niche activities, very niche sets of knowledge that these parish attorneys have. We have a number of our parish attorneys who've been with us for a long time and have deep subject matter in these areas. I mean, I don't know any attorneys out there in the East Baton Rouge Parish or in the surrounding areas who do condemnation or blight hearings. I mean, these are niche things.
I understand that. It's just but
everything's on the table. Everything's on the table.
So hear me out. Yes,
Yes.
everything's on the table, but attorneys are paid to argue for a living, and if you're not making a good argument, you're not a good attorney.
But But remember, law is a lot like medicine, and you don't ask your gastroenterologist to do brain surgery.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. But I don't want to see other departments take more of a hit because someone knows how to argue better. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no. I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
No, there's significant cuts for the parish attorney's office, and 16 positions are planned to be eliminated.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just explaining what the block and tackle looks like.
Yeah.
When you're talking about the work of the parish getting done.
Mhm.
The other thing I think it's important, we talk a lot about government, operating like a business, and there are business principles that we absolutely positively need to, utilize to gain efficiencies and be more effective. One of the things that's not available to us is when the revenue changes, when the market changes, we don't have service lines that we can get rid of. We can't say, hey, things aren't going well. Okay, we're going to get rid of the coroner. We're going to get rid of the clerk of court. We're going to get rid of the 19th JDC. We're going to, right? You can't, we talked about my father last time working for IBM.
Yeah.
Mainframes change, mainframe computing. Do you remember mainframe, the big, huge rooms with, yes, things change. Divisions get eliminated. We're not in a position to eliminate divisions.
But are we in a position
or service lines.
Yeah, but are we in a position to outsource any of them?
We have outsourced, a ton of things over the years.
Okay.
You look at Jacobs Engineering and the sewer program and the wastewater program. We have other vendors. We've really outsourced a lot. Could we outsource more? Potentially. Does it save us money? Maybe. I mean, everything's on the table. But there's only so much.
Anything that comes with an invoice instead of a health and retirement plan.
I understand that completely.
So
absolutely, I understand that completely. Yeah.
Okay. So what's coming up on Monday? What's the next one?
Okay. So Monday is going to be Public Works. So that's maintenance, that's drainage and transportation. It's buildings and grounds. One of the things on my list is how many buildings do we own? I think from last year's budget hearing, I remember them saying 147 buildings. We need to evaluate.
Yeah.
What all do we own? What is the cost? What are the maintenance costs to those buildings? What kind of condition are they in? And are there things we could offload? I saw. Did you see yesterday? Breck, I saw an announcement that they're going to get rid of
they got a park, Industrialplex Park,
Yeah.
which, by the way, is not. When you think of Industrialplex, if you think of it being east of Seguin, it's actually on the other side of Seguin. 8.8 acre park, $1.3 million is the selling price. Yes, you get to keep the swing set.
Yes.
But like Breck has, 190 some odd properties?
I think so.
And there's more than a dozen that have been deemed obsolete. So I'm looking for Breck to start selling off a few more.
Yeah, sure. Which makes sense. And we may need to do the same.
Yeah.
It's just going to take some time to go through that process, evaluate and discern how to move forward.
Breck has more land than the Vatican. I mean, it's
right.
It's just,
that's saying something, right?
Right.
That is really saying something. Look, I'm not making excuses for anything. I'm just saying all of these endeavors, it just takes time. It just takes time.
So
to figure this out.
That being said, though, y'all are on the clock for the Metro Council to approve or
Absolutely.
tweak or whatever.
December 9th, we have to pass the budget by December 10th, or it automatically adopts as presented by the mayor.
Okay.
The mayor president.
That being said, have y'all found any tweaks along the way yet? I'm not going to ask you for specific numbers or anything yet.
I think it's too early.
Okay.
I think it's too early. If you remember, I mean, we're not that many days out from the Thrive vote. Budget hearings have just started. You have seen us all walk in here with this 500-page book.
And Councilwoman Rocca and Councilman Moak have all brought that physically into the room.
Yes. I mean,
it doesn't get smaller.
No, it doesn't get smaller. And it travels with us everywhere we go. I mean, I literally have it with me everywhere I go because I'm constantly referring to it, trying to read everything and get through it.
It's a beast. It's 520 pages.
It's just too early. It's
520. You got to wonder, like, would we be able to? Would we have more room in the budget if you didn't have to physically print the budget? That's a lot.
We only print a few of these.
No,
Believe me. Like, don't lose your copy because there's not another one coming.
Yeah, no,
yes.
I'm completely joking because you do need reference. But
I mean, it's online, but I mean, it's so big that there are times it shuts my computer down when I have to pull it up digitally. It locks my computer up.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we're following along. Monday we'll have more to understand from DPW, who is going to have an unbelievably strong case as well.
Absolutely. And then once we get beyond Thanksgiving, we will have another hearing on December the 3rd. So that's a council zoning meeting at 4:00. So we'll do the same thing that we did this week. We'll have that council zoning meeting, and then we'll have to get through that quickly. And at 4:30, we'll start the next budget hearing. And it would not surprise me to see one more council budget hearing scheduled before December 9th.
Specifically about just kind of a recap of the whole thing?
No, probably not.
Okay.
Well, potentially. I mean, it could be a discussion. Sure, we can have a discussion meeting. But as people are kind of waking up, as people are reading the budgets, as agencies, departments, outside agencies are realizing that they could have an opportunity to come and address the council, and also get their information out to the public. people are constantly texting, calling, and asking, can they get on an agenda?
Well, I will be constantly texting and calling as well, just to get you back on, to keep us updated as we
Absolutely.
move forward.
Happy to.
You and all 11 friends on the council,
Yes.
to hear from as many voices as possible.
We
Because
appreciate it.
this right now, this is like when people complain about things being bad. This is the time to notice it, because we can see what's going to happen before it happens because of what we've had to cut. Like you said, we're past fat cutting bone.
Yes.
Once you get to that point, if we're not talking about this now, there's no use in talking about it later.
Absolutely. And look, I mean, this is great, I think,
Mhm.
that it's getting so much attention, because we really need for people to dig in and understand
Yeah.
what your local and parish government does.
Yep.
It's important. It matters.
She's Councilwoman Laurie Wett Adams. We always appreciate the time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Brian.
Quick break. Coming back, we got Walt Leger next. Who's on the hotline right now? Are you on Twitter anymore?
I am.
Yeah, you do a little promo video every day. And I literally could not find you yesterday.
I'm Swiss Miss. My mom, that was her handle, because I grew up on Swiss Lane, and so my mom's.
Okay.
And anyway, just kind of so I'm Swiss Miss.
Okay, I will remember that for next.
Yeah. Thanks. Just for fun. Everybody on Twitter has all these names now. I was like, I'm just going to go with something kind of fun.
Yes.
Why not?
Well, because you'll see somebody will have state rep as their name, but now they're a state senator, and it's like, well, that's
Yeah. Yeah.
and not like their name, but like their actual handle.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. No, I probably shouldn't have it, but I thought, and it kind of sweet to acknowledge my mom and do something different.
That's a good call. Kill. 736 Talk 107.3 FM WBRP. Mornings with Brian Haldane, rolling right along. Every so often we check in down in New Orleans to see what's going on. And New Orleans and company's just been crushing it lately. Walt Leger joins us now. How are you, man?
Hey, good morning. How are you, Brian?
Doing very well on this end. We got a lot of ground to cover here. Of course, holidays around New Orleans are always great, but before we get to the Christmas time, Thanksgiving always means Bayou Classic. So bring us up to speed on what we're expecting next week.
Yeah, absolutely excited about the 52nd Bayou Classic that's going to be here in New Orleans next week. Of course, got the big football game, Grambling and Southern grappling next weekend, and that'll be on NBC locally, streaming on Peacock around the world. And then leading up to it, though, so many incredible events, including the Greek show, Battle of the Bands. That'll be Friday in the Superdome, and all the other celebrations that go along with it. So we'll be excited to welcome a lot of people from around the state to New Orleans next weekend, certainly Baton Rouge, northern part of the state, but also around the country as well as they come in for the renewal of that great rivalry.
The Bayou Classic, when it comes to hotel rooms, I mean, it's you're talking about two Louisiana teams that are in there, but they stay. I mean, this isn't a drive-in and a drive-out event, right?
Yeah, it's a busy weekend. It's a tradition and a real kind of almost reunion, and we'll be thrilled to have everybody in town. Definitely put some people in the hotel rooms. Thanksgiving is a time where a lot of folks travel to visit family. Of course, this gives them another reason to come in and gather and stay and shop and eat at the restaurants and fill up the hotels and keep the economy moving forward. But it's also, as we've talked about before, it's always great to welcome people from around the state to the city. It's a great place to come together and have a good time.
We got Walt Leger from New Orleans and company on with us. I promise I'm going to get the holidays in a little bit, but I want to keep up with a couple of the stories that have been coming down over the last month or two. Talk to me a little bit about the Michelin announcement and what is new on that front for New Orleans.
Yeah, so Michelin's been around since 1900 when the Michelin brothers founded this guide. They sell tires. And the idea was, how do we get people out on the road to travel more and burn more tires? And so they went into they created this marketing guide to identify restaurants that were truly exceptional. And they created the stars to make recommendations about, whether they were worth, getting off of the main highway to go into these restaurants, whether they were worth a trip in and of themselves. And that's where the whole guide stems from. It's been global. It's been in some major cities across the country for a number of years, but it's never been in the South. It's never been in Louisiana, certainly not in New Orleans. And so when they approached us a couple of years ago about a partnership, we were excited to investigate that. They, of course, send in secret critics to judge restaurants throughout Louisiana. And at the end of the day, on November 2nd, they announced for the first time Michelin awards for the South, 6 states: Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, South Carolina, and North Carolina. And Louisiana came out a big winner. We had 34 restaurants that are represented. 3 received stars. Of course, Emerald's here in New Orleans received 2 stars, which is absolutely extraordinary coming out of the gate with 2 stars. There are a number of other restaurants that were recognized throughout New Orleans, a few around the state in Baton Rouge and also in St. Francisville. So it's an exciting start. We know they'll be here for a while, so there'll be more recognitions to come next year. Mm-hmm. I think it's just one guide that speaks to the excellence of what we do here in the culinary world, and I think it'll open up some new markets to us globally, but also nationally.
Talk with Walt Leger a little bit about the Michelin announcement. Yeah, Emerald picking up 2 stars was big, but some restaurants popped up that I honestly, Walt, I hadn't even heard of. This is a testament to what Michelin does with this, because there were a few that are on the list, and I'm like, well, I know Parkway Bakery, right? I know Dookie Chase, right? But there were Cochon's another one that is in Damalise. These are all that we know, but I'd never heard of Turkey and the Wolf, man.
Yeah, Turkey and the Wolf is an incredible kind of upstart. Certainly been around for a few years now, but renowned for its incredible sandwiches and just environment and the way that they go about hospitality. So Mason Hereford is the chef over there. He's also got Molly's Rise and Shine, which also made a recommended list as well. So yeah, I think that's really the whole point. The point is that there are many ways to judge excellence. And I tell people all the time, I'm like, one way to judge an excellent restaurant is, are the tables full?
Right.
And we have plenty of those.
Yeah.
But this is a little bit of a different, approach to it. And I think an exciting one. It elevates the whole community. It elevates the whole state. And ultimately, I also think it makes restaurants a little more competitive. They want to get some recognition. They're going to fight a little bit harder to do that. And I think that just raises the bar for everyone. But we've always said in Louisiana and in New Orleans, we've got incredible food. The world kind of knows that, but I'm not sure that they knew it in the sense of a Michelin guide kind of standard. And so putting us on that map is going to open up opportunities for the restaurants that are listed, but it's also going to create opportunities for the ones that aren't listed yet, but maybe are right there and close to being in the future. And so I'm excited to see what the future holds, but incredible kudos go out to these restaurants for remarkable achievement. And ultimately, we're really proud of the high number that were commended this spring, and excited to see how that grows in time in the days to come.
Let's talk about the train. It looks like Amtrak's already adding capacity. This thing's a hit, huh?
I always wanted to believe that it would be. We've talked a little bit about this on other calls. I think connecting communities has a lot of power. It's not just about visitorship. It's about economic vitality and creating opportunities for folks. So to see it actually in practice between New Orleans and Mobile and all the communities in between, to see the demand increasing and to see more and more people wanting to ride. They have expanded. They've added cars for the holiday season. I think that's going to be awesome for us, but also interesting to see how it happens to impact the Gulf Coast. So we hope that'll continue, and it'll create other opportunities for expansion in the region as well.
Talk with Walt Leger from New Orleans and Company. All right, it is just about Christmas time. I mean, Thanksgiving is next week, so things will really start to get cranking after that. Tell me all about the holidays in New Orleans.
Well, for generations, people from around the state have been coming into New Orleans because they've got holiday traditions. They love to walk through the lobbies of the beautiful hotels, the Roosevelt, the Windsor Court, the Monteleone. I mean, there are so many. And we also have a great tradition of these Réveillon dinners, which are multi-course prefix meals that celebrate the local community and allow chefs to create sort of special seasonal menus. So a lot to be found on our website, holidays.neworleans.com. Also some special hotel deals that we call the Papa Noel Hotel Specials, which will give you credit at local restaurants and also great rates for hotels. So now's the time to go look at holidays.neworleans.com. Think about how you might want to plan a quick visit down to New Orleans to enjoy the holiday season. That's all cranking up as we speak. A lot more information on the website, but as we all know, the weather gets a little bit cooler. A lot of beautiful decorations to be found, Mr. Bingle on Canal Street and all the other traditions that go along with it. Very excited to be welcoming folks to celebrate the holiday season with us.
The Celebration of the Oaks, for those that are unfamiliar up here with that up here, give us some more information on what that is.
Celebration of the Oaks is an annual tradition where you drive through City Park. The entire park is all lit up, really beautiful. And then there's also sort of this whole winter wonderland in the Storyland area and the amusement park area for the kids. So, my kids love it. It's great for families. It's really great for anyone. The park looks magnificent. You can take a little train ride through the park and really dive in. Of course, they've got the Sculpture Garden, New Orleans Museum of Art, the Children's Museum, and all the regular things that are happening there, Botanical Garden and on, all of which look just a little bit more festive during the holiday season. So Celebration of the Oaks, awesome event. We certainly will be taking advantage of it this year, as always. And I think it's just another thing to add to the agenda when you come to town. I believe it runs basically all the way through the month of December and is getting underway shortly.
Yeah, it really is fantastic. It's kind of a family tradition, as it were. We got a couple minutes left with Walt Leger from New Orleans and Company. Give me the rundown, man. What else is on that holiday schedule, or what else is on the calendar coming up next month?
Well, tons of conferences and conventions. We're welcoming in International Workboat, which we do in December each year. Obviously, getting ready for Sugar Bowl, college football playoff with the quarterfinal game coming up. Celebrating, New Year's Eve and the ringing in of the new year, and all the other things that go along with the holidays. The Algiers Bonfire and Concert, December 6th. Holiday Parade, December 6th. This is something that's gotten to be really fun. Manning Family Children's Hospital Holiday Parade. It's basically a big Mardi Gras style parade that runs down through the French Quarter on Decatur Street and in the area of, that we typically run parades that are kind of off Mardi Gras season. That's a really fun event. Caroling in Jackson Square is fantastic. If you haven't been, highly recommended. December 21st. Really special event. R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl. I mentioned All-State Sugar Bowl. I mean, just so many things. And then, Rockin' 1000 in January. Put that on your list for sure. Largest rock band in the world performing together in the Superdome. You can sign up to be a member of the band if you're a musician, but we also are selling tickets so you can be a part of this unbelievable international phenomenon that's coming to the United States for the first time, and New Orleans will be the host.
Yeah, we talked with you and Fabio about that last week. It was it's
gonna be fun.
It's gonna be incredible, absolutely. In the meanwhile, always a lot going on. I appreciate the updates as always. He's Walt Leger from New Orleans Company. Thank you so much for hopping on board, man.
Have a great weekend, Brian. Take care.
You do the same. We'll talk soon. Greatly appreciate the partnership with New Orleans and Company. I'm looking at a 5-page list of what's going on down there. I'm just trying to pick and choose what we're going to cover with Walt there. I mean, there's so many things we didn't even get to yet. Tell you what, we'll pick that back up after the break. We are due up for a break here in just a minute. Got to remind you about the folks over at Vex European, VEX, Vex European. If you drive a Mercedes-Benz, if you drive a Porsche, if you drive an Audi, VexEuropean.com. I was over there yesterday. I had a little squeaky belt going on, 18-year-old car. Anything made of rubber is probably going to need to be replaced at some point, right? Had a little squeaky belt going on. They got me taken care of. Got to hang out in the waiting area. Yes, I knocked out about a week's worth of work in under an hour. It was you sit down, you hop on the Wi-Fi, you got the TV going in the background. They got coffee there for you. They got soft drinks there for you. It's a very customer-oriented experience over at Vex European. If you drive a European vehicle, get yourself a little Vexpertise. VexEuropean.com. Oh, I'm just seeing your text, Zach. Sorry. Interesting. Oh. I might have to hit Walt up for a handful of tickets to the New Orleans Bowl. $7:55 Talk 107.3 FM WBRP mornings with Brian Haldane rolling right along. I didn't think about it during the last segment, JP.
Yo, what you got?
I might have to hit Walt up for some tickets to the RNL Carriers New Orleans Bowl.
There you go.
That's what's the date on that? It's hang on. It's 5 pages worth of events. I may get to it eventually. The December 23rd, RNL Carriers New Orleans Bowl. You know why I have
That's a good day.
That's is it your birthday?
It is.
Awesome. The conference tie-ins on the RNL Carriers New Orleans Bowl is normally Conference USA and the Sun Belt.
Yeah, okay.
And in the Sun Belt, they generally send the champion, right? Well, the oldest daughter is at Southern Miss right now.
Okay.
And Southern Miss is on top of the West in the Sun Belt. So yeah, Dad might have to bring home some tickets for the princess to make her way out to the New Orleans Bowl.
Absolutely.
All right, let's get this done. By the way, Eagles to the top, baby. Let's go. Worst to first. Make this happen. It's weird having split allegiance. LSU's taking on Western Kentucky tomorrow, and it's like with LSU, we're at a point in fandom where we're Reese Bobby at this point. Remember Ricky Bobby's dad, Reese Bobby. If you're not first, you're last.
That's right.
That's where we're at. If we're not first, we're going to go to a bowl game for LSU, and nobody cares. Nobody's going to care. Everybody's going to look. Can we go to the Music City Bowl so we can just have fun in Nashville? Okay, I'm here for that. I got no problem with that. But nobody cares. Half the player, a lot of players going to opt out and whatnot. Going to be interesting to see if Nussmeier wants to play in that game. Might be his last chance to put on a performance for NFL teams before the combine and whatnot. But nobody's going to care. Meanwhile, the daughter's school over there in Hattiesburg, everybody's dialed in. It's a different level of fandom.
That's good stuff.
Yeah. All right. RNL Carriers New Orleans Bowl. I got that one circled on the calendar right there. I love the fact that New Orleans and Company on their calendar, they have the Christmas Eve bonfires on the levee written down. I was like, that's not you. That's St. James Parish. That's the whole. It's not. No, can't be stealing that. That's like coming up here and stealing from us,
I mean,
bruh. I appreciate you, New Orleans, but it doesn't all belong to you.
right.
LandmarkBankLA.com is home base for Landmark Bank online. Where will you find them in real life? Well, if you go to LandmarkBankLA.com, hit the little About tab, little drop-down menu right there, you'll find their individual locations. Founded in 1897 as a community bank, and here as we're approaching 2026, they remain a community bank. Learn more online at LandmarkBankLA.com. It's so important to not just have a bank, but have a banker. Someone who can help you map your way through your wants, needs, dreams, and desires, either on the personal level or the small business level. LandmarkBankLA.com. They can help you out for sure. We got just a little quick hitter news story in the segment here, and I had three that I wanted to touch on, and I'm going to skip the horses with herpes. Seriously, that's the thing.
Oh, I saw it. I was
You
wondering
saw
if
it
we were
at
going to
BRC?
talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna skip that one. I do want to move over to. Did you see this where WBRZ had the story about and keep me on time because my clock is on the same
I got
page.
you. Man.
Okay.
I got you.
Ground broken on a $25 million chemical logistics facility that's expected to create 22 jobs. Not a huge announcement, right? 22 jobs, not the biggest deal out there, but a Baton Rouge company broke ground on an expansion project this week that's expected to generate $25 million worth of revenue and create 22 million jobs. I'm sorry, 22 new jobs, according to the Louisiana's Economic Development Department. Catan Natty, Baton Rouge LLC, added an expansion at the company's Baton Rouge Polymers terminal to support Louisiana's growing specialty chemicals and advanced materials industry. Love this. Yes, it's only 22 new jobs, but I'm taking every economic development win we can get as we continue to move forward. So, in fact, we need to get them on to talk about it. We'll shoot for that next week. Right now, news is coming your way. Hour 3 is next. Mm. What?
Kevin asked, "What happened to the shark and herpes rule?" Yeah, that's wild, man.
Oh. Mm.
What about some Thanksgiving Family Feud?
We can do that.
Got one for you. Name a bird you'd be shocked to see served at Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's too easy. Bald eagle. You know, Ben Franklin wanted the turkey to be the official bird, the national bird.
Can you imagine?
He said that the bald eagle was not an honorable bird.
What a turkey was. Oh man.
I don't know why we have to have a national bird.
Right. It should be a honey badger.
I'm here for that.
Those things are resilient. Man, watch the honey badger get attacked the other day. Like, that dude doesn't care. Honey badger really doesn't. Yeah. No F's given for the honey badger. Renee says crow. Kevin says owl.
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 I don't think I can eat owl.
Owl. Oof. No, man. Love owls, man.
Turducken's 3 birds in one, so.
Turkey and owl would be towel.
Towel.
Towel. I like that.
Stupid. Are we clocked out yet?
I mean, we got 1 hour.
I mean,
we got 1 hour. Are we gonna make?
You know, we're gonna have a bakery in here for Foodie Friday. You know how I feel. You know how I feel bad for right now.
Who
is like Brad Daigle's running for state rep,
right?
You know, over in Plaquemine, District 60.
Mm.
Gets the nod for the Republican endorsement yesterday or last night, whatever. Or maybe that's not official yet. I don't know. But he's gonna come in here and want to talk actual business. Like, he's going to talk about running for, like, he's a serious man with serious plans.
That's right.
Yeah. We're over here during the break talking about what bird you would. What was the form of the question?
Oh man!
By the way,
I don't want to mess it up.
From time to time, things go on off the air that you see on Facebook Live that you don't get on the air.
Yeah, they do.
We're on Facebook Live, courtesy of Lake Urgent Care every day. Give me the actual phrasing of the question.
Name a bird you'd be shocked to see served at Thanksgiving.
It's got to be bald eagle.
I'll give it away. That is the number one.
Of course,
that's
the number one.
That is the number one answer.
Yeah. What else would it be? Vulture?
I mean, possibly
pigeon.
You know, Renee on Facebook says crow. Kevin says owl.
Owl.
Byron says Larry bird.
Oh God.
You see, I mean, there's a lot of fun that goes on in the Facebook chat. you're not there, you're missing out.
What bird?
Oh man.
807 Talk 107.3 FM WBRP. Hour 3 of the show coming your way right now. Brian here with you, JP producing, and starting off your third hour at 73 degrees in downtown Baton Rouge. We are broadcasting live from the 180 Pros studio. 180 Pros. I don't know why they want their name on this. It's this degenerated quickly. 180 Pros, not your IT provider, your IT partner.
Byron says, or possibly a Wuhan open air market bird. Wuhan open air market bird.
Yeah. All right, we got a busy hour this hour. We got Eloise Bakery coming in. We're gonna have some sweets for our Foodie Friday. We got Brad Daigle coming in. He's running for state rep over in District 60. It was earlier this week we learned that the rep from District 60 was moving over to head up, I believe it's ATC, Alcohol Tobacco Control. If I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about that title, but we know the seat's open. The seat is currently vacant. So what does Brad plan to do with said seat? We'll talk to him in our next segment. Right now, though, we start off your third hour with this day in history. See, I would think a hummingbird would be the most unexpected because it's so tiny.
Yeah.
It's like, what are we going to do with that?
Good luck catching it.
Do what?
They
put the little feeder. You know, they put the little feeder with the sugar water outside the window.
Yeah, you're right.
With the wings. Okay. What happened on this day in history there,
Well,
JP?
in 1905, we were introduced to the equation E equals MC square.
Oh.
So,
okay.
That happened. Big day in
fantastic
physics, yeah. 1931, Frankenstein is released, starring Boris Karloff as the monster.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Did
as a book, it was terrible.
Yeah.
It just
there's a new rendition of Frankenstein, a remake
on
Netflix, directed by Guillermo del Toro. He did, the Hellboy movies and stuff like that, but pretty good, decent. It's okay.
Okay. Hey, this day in 1620.
Oh.
I don't know how you missed this one. The signing of the Mayflower Compact.
Oh, that little thing?
Yeah.
That little thing happened?
Yeah. On this day in 1620, 41 male passengers on the Mayflower, prior to landing at Plymouth, Massachusetts, signed the Mayflower Compact, by which they agreed to abide by the laws of the new government they would establish.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, hey, we'll play by the rules here.
Yeah.
Hey, Rocky premiered today in 1976.
Really?
Yeah. Good stuff there.
Rocky was a Christmas time movie.
Yeah.
But it was set around the 4th of July.
Yeah, won Best Picture.
I just always assumed Rocky came out in the middle of the summer because, I mean, when the big blockbuster seasons are 4th of July and Christmas, right?
Yeah.
Well, if you get a movie that's based around a fight that's happening on the 4th of July. All right.
Yeah, and to confirm that, John Rivioli, he was here. He was on the show. Remember, he's the artist.
I do.
Yeah, he confirmed that on Instagram.
The end of Rocky 3, when Apollo and Rocky are both throwing the punches at the same time. He's the guy that painted that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good, man.
Yeah.
Really good stuff. 1981, Under Pressure by Queen and David Bowie went to number 1 today.
That's awesome.
And, definitely wasn't taken by, Vanilla Ice.
No.
Not the same.
No, it was not.
In case you were thinking that.
Acquaintance of the show, Vanilla Ice, did not steal that. There's a ting in there.
Is it?
Ding, 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 ding.
Right.
It's totally different.
Not the same. 1983. This is something else that struck me, is that today, Michael Jackson's 14-minute video for Thriller premiered. I assumed that would have been before Halloween.
Same.
Yeah. I had to double check it. And I was like, okay, that seems like an odd time right before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
That would. Yeah. Odd.
Hey, this day in 1964, the Verrazano Narrows Bridge, spanning New York Harbor to Brooklyn, from Brooklyn to Staten Island, this day in 1964, it opened up.
Okay, yeah. No sleep till Brooklyn. Hey, 2019, Elon Musk launches Tesla's Cybertruck.
Okay.
So that happened as well. Anything else on this day?
No, nothing at all.
All right. Well, moving on to birthdays. Let's start with Senator John Kennedy.
Hey, all right. How
Kennedy.
about it?
Yeah, we'll start there. And then Harold Ramis as well today.
Egon.
Yes, today. Birthday. Goldie Hawn as well today.
Uh-huh.
And let's see. I see a few sports ones. I'll save those for you, sir. I can see. I gotta have one more, right?
Yeah.
And I don't.
Okay, because I got plenty. So we're good to go. You did mention Goldie Hawn is 80. That's incredible.
Wow.
Nicolette Sheraton. How about Bjork? Bjork turned 60 today.
Yeah.
How about Call Me Maybe? Carly Rae Jepsen is 40 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Troy Aikman, it's his birthday. Michael Strahan also was born today. The kid, Ken Griffey Jr., it's his birthday. And I got two more here. One of them is U.S. Senator Dick Durbin, was born on this day in 1944. And yep, here it is right here. Born on this day in 1940 in New Orleans. Malcolm John Rebennack Jr.
Okay.
You have no idea.
I have no idea.
Malcolm John Rebennack Jr.
I feel like you're looking.
You feel
at
like
me
you're in
I
the right place at
should
the wrong
know.
time?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're in the right place at the wrong time? Dr. John was born today. That's where I'm going with this. That's yeah.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
I like that. I like how you.
Yeah.
Deaths today. David Cassidy today.
Really?
Partridge Family. Yeah.
I didn't
And
even
Bill
see that one.
Bixby.
Bill
The Incredible Hulk.
Okay.
He was David Banner.
Yeah.
The Incredible Hulk, the original
All right. National days?
You know what? Let's move on to it. Oh man. National Stuffing Day?
Sure.
Gingerbread Cookie Day.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've got World Fisheries Day, World TV Day, and World Hello Day. Hello. Coming up on 8:15 to talk 107.3 FM WBRP. We are due up for a quick break. When we come back from that break, we're going to talk a little bit about the race coming up in District 60. Before we get to that break, though, need to remind you about Matherns. I've been telling you all about Matherns for Thanksgiving. Lighten your load this Thanksgiving. Absolutely. And by the way, if you've got the Matherns Rewards app, you could be earning cash towards more groceries every time you shop. You can also take advantage of great deals that they have to offer every week. For example, this week, Bergeron pecans, a 1 pound bag, $6.99. I was hearing a commercial for another grocery store where they are exactly $1 more than that at the other grocery store. But Bergeron pecans, that deal's going on this week. Melitons, 50 cents a piece right now. That's perfect in time for Thanksgiving. Stouffer's meals are $2 off. We've got what else is going on the Luana Blend Southern Fry Oil, the 3-gallon right there. If you're frying your turkey, that's important. The 3-gallon of the oil, $45.99. That's on sale as well. In fact, all the deals are available on the app, the Matherns Rewards app. And if you use it, you're earning cash towards more groceries every time you shop at Matherns. Rocco texted.
Uh-oh.
We were talking about Rocky, right?
Yeah.
He said, bro, the movie started off in the winter, bro. That's two bros in one sentence, Brock. He was training in the snow and bleep, you must be burnt. No, the fight itself is on Independence Day. It's on the 4th of July. That's the whole point.
But he had to train in winter, right?
No, I understand that. The movie doesn't take place over the course of one day. I'm just saying the culmination of the movie is on the 4th of July.
Well, no, it's an hour and a half.
Yep. Let's get us out of here.
So,
we got business to tend to. Oh, my word. Good morning. Hello. Oh, we'll get you set up in just a minute. I got one more guest before.
All right, let's see. Yeah, you know what? John, I did Google Big Bird Thanksgiving, and now I can't unsee that. So I appreciate that. Let's see. Eloise Bakery. Yeah, they're in. They're just coming in. Looking forward to it as well.
Good morning.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Hey, I'm Brad.
Hi, JP. Nice to meet you, sir.
JP. Good to see you, buddy.
Hey, good to see
Long
you.
time no see.
Yeah, I know, right?
I wear hearing aids. I'm gonna do my best.
Okay. Oh, good. $8:19, Talk 107.3 FM, WBRP, mornings with Brian Haldane, rolling right along. So a little bit earlier this week, it was announced that Brad Daigle would be running for state representative in District 60. This is to fill, or as of right now, vacant seat. Well, last night, Brad Daigle got himself a big endorsement. The state Republican Party has thrown their support behind him. Brad's in with us now. How are you, sir?
Hey, I'm wonderful, Brian. Thanks for having me.
Glad to have you on here. I always start with the most basic question. We'll get the biography and resume and all that in a minute, but why do you want to run for state representative?
That's a great question. So I've been in politics for about 12 years now as a member of the Republican State Central Committee,
Mm-hmm.
and so I've been active behind the scenes. And when this seat came open, I'm probably the most vocal conservative Republican in Naperville Parish.
Okay.
And I feel like I'm uniquely qualified to go ahead and step up and try to flip this seat.
So I'm glad you brought that up. This would be a flipping of the seat. While it's vacant right now, there was a Democrat in it who got bumped over to
Alcohol,
yeah,
tobacco
ATC.
commission.
Yep, I had it in
That's
my
fine.
notes earlier in the show. But yeah, you'll move over to head up ATC in Louisiana. So this is technically a flipping of from
It
Democrat
would
to
be.
Republican. Yeah.
And let me give a shout out to my good friend, Chad Brown.
Yeah.
We've been friends since childhood. We didn't always agree on every singular issue, but we always communicated with lively debate
Mhm.
respectfully. And, Chad was an old school, probably a blue dog Democrat. So
Okay.
he brought that perspective to the process. So
That's-
I'm very happy about hopefully being able to replace my friend and continue
Well,
representing.
I tell you
this-
what, let's stick down that path right there, because that's a path that we're seeing fewer and fewer of these days. Is the old school, the Reagan and Tip O'Neill, the ability to sit down and actually talk together and listen together and hear each other out. If you're leading with that, that's obviously of importance to you.
It is of importance to me. Listen, I was raised in a Democratic household.
Mhm.
My father was a union person. I lost him last year, but he was a Democrat, and my mother is still a Democrat,
Mhm.
but they're conservative Democrats.
Right.
And so I want to bring to the office the ability to cut through red tape, to listen to good ideas. It doesn't matter who those ideas come from. Now, frankly, I believe the Republican Party offers us the most solutions that I'm the most comfortable with,
Mhm.
but that doesn't diminish good ideas from across the aisle.
Got Brad Daigle with us. He's running for state representative in District 60. Okay, give us the resume. What brings you to this point? What has brought you about to this point to jump in?
So I've been pretty vocal on social media fighting for conservative causes for 25 to 30 years. Brian, I actually moved from Democrat to Republican in 1997 when I was 28 years old. And through this time, I've continued to grow as a conservative. Um, I've been a small business, self-employed individual, small business owner,
Mhm.
self-employed individual since I was 20 years old. I've never had a W-2 paycheck.
Wow.
And so I see the bureaucracy and the red tape that small businesses face. And I feel like I'm uniquely qualified in a couple ways to really hit the ground running, to step in if I'm fortunate enough to be elected by the voters. So politically, I've had over a decade of experience working with the party, pushing legislation, helping candidates, community outreach for conservative issues. And then I'm also a member of, and I represent Iberville right now on the Baton Rouge Port Commission.
Okay.
So that's given me also another different perspective. So I think from an educational standpoint, my background is as good as anyone else's in there. And I feel like I'm uniquely positioned to hit the ground running
Mhm.
because I have relationships with the majority of the House members, including the Speaker.
Brad Daigle's our guest. He's running for state representative in District 60. The state GOP endorsed Brad Daigle. You said self-employed your entire professional career. Self-employed doing what?
Yes, sir. Risk management, employee benefit consulting,
Okay.
and insurance.
All right,
So-
insurance background.
Yes, sir. And the main issue from my perspective, impacting 100% of Louisianians, not just in our district, but across the state, is insurance, tort reform. And so that would be one of the main areas of focus,
Mhm.
given my background and experience.
What are a few of the other areas of focus?
I was able to have the governor during the campaign at my house for a fundraiser.
Okay.
And I can tell you the first issue that I brought up with the governor is, Governor, we need a Baton Rouge bridge.
You beat me to it. I mean, your District 60 is in Plaquemine. It's in Iberville Parish.
Yes.
There's no way we don't talk about another bridge.
Yeah.
So good. I'm glad you brought that up. Let's dive in. The plan would be what? We're down to 3 possible sites right now, and it feels like we're just at a hurry up and wait. Like we've gotten to this point and it's
Right.
stalled. How would you pick that mantle up and run with it?
Let me add one thing real quick.
Mhm.
So I live in Plaquemine,
Mhm.
but my office since I was 20 years old has been in Baton Rouge.
Okay.
So for 36 years, I have commuted, and it has gotten worse each and every year.
Oh, I bet.
And then after the hurricanes, it's almost unbearable. There was
It
a
is.
wreck on the Intercoastal this morning.
Yeah.
It took me an hour and 20 minutes for a 12-mile drive
Right.
to get here. So it's utterly ridiculous. Now, we were with the governor yesterday at a luncheon, and he did indicate that before his next term, he wants to green light a bridge. And so I will work with him and anyone else who will listen,
Mhm.
because as far as from a infrastructure standpoint, I think that can be the most impactful thing that we can do for the Baton Rouge region. And certainly over 100,000 vehicles commute in the Iberville Parish every day up Highway 1. And as you know, we've got to seek a better solution for this.
Oh no, it's up Highway 1, cross the Horace Wilkinson,
Right.
and then right back down Highway 30. It's just
Right.
It makes no sense. It has made no sense for some time now. So
Yeah.
we need to definitely get that across the finish line to be sure. What are some other priorities you got coming?
So in addition to insurance, the bridge, certainly, look, I'm for lower taxes. The governor spoke yesterday that our state income tax right now is around 3%. He wants to lower it further. I would support that effort. And listen, the biggest thing for me is safety and security. We don't have a society. People don't have opportunities unless we're safe and secure in our neighborhoods, shopping, going to work, commuting back and forth. So that's a priority as well. So basically, I'm in tune with the Republican Party's priorities.
On that lower taxes front, it's always such a tough nut to crack on the state level. I mean, the like literally the state flag is mama bird feeding baby birds.
Right.
It's lowering the state income tax would be a great start, but would there be effort on your part to start decoupling some of the way our municipalities have to lean on the state as well?
Certainly. Now, I'll be quite candid with you. It's an issue that I need to research more.
Okay.
This week, I was able to attend a program for Iberville Parish called One Iberville. It's the long-term strategic plan for the parish. Very impressive. Great community support and input. And, next is Assumption Parish, because as I meet with the voters of Assumption, and I've just started the campaign, but the overriding issue with them is, listen, we don't have the rich tax base like Iberville Parish.
True.
We don't have the industry in Assumption Parish. So we need your help.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to Assumption Parish. So how does that get back into reducing taxes? I'm not exactly certain yet, but it's something that is going to be a focal point of emphasis for me.
Well, they're also very low maintenance over there in Assumption Parish.
Yes.
they've taken care of themselves, for very self-reliant for a long period of time. As somebody who has worked behind the scenes before, I normally ask about the campaign trail itself. So as someone who's worked behind the scenes before, you're pretty familiar with hitting the campaign trail.
Yes, but I was well behind the scenes.
It's different when you're the hand that's knocking on the door, right?
This is a new take for me.
Okay.
It's been the response so far, Brian, has been tremendous. I think this district is ready to have a Republican representative, a conservative more than a Republican.
Well, and it's been Chad held that seat for some time. He held it for
He did. I think it
close
was
to a decade, right?
2.5 terms, if I'm not mistaken.
Thereabouts.
And he was term limited. I will tell you, President Trump carried the district.
Yeah.
I think it was by 8%.
And if I'm not mistaken, Chad was elected the year before Trump was elected for his first term. If I'm not mistaken about that, I could be wrong.
I'm not exactly certain.
I'll go back and look it up. But over that course of time, it's been an area that's gotten more and more red.
It has. And U Club South is part of District 60.
That's right. Yeah.
That's right. It's Iberville Parish. So our growth in the Republican Party has been across the river mainly. And so I do think there's a great opportunity for someone who is not a radical person, who is a listener, who's business oriented. Ryan, look, what I want your listeners to know about me, I wear my heart on my sleeve. What you see is what you get, and my word and my handshake are my bonds. You don't need a contract with Brad Daigle. If I give you my word, that's it. I'm all in. And so I'm very transparent, and that's what I'm going to bring to the voters. We may not always agree, but I'm always going to listen, and you're always going to know where I stand.
Not your last visit on the show before Election Day, as the campaign trail, carries on. We'll get you back in, get some updates on a couple of different issues and just how things are going. Appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you very much.
He's Brad Daigle, state GOP endorsed Brad Daigle, running for state representative in District 60. All right, news, traffic, weather. Foodie Friday is next. Awesome. Good job.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you. I appreciate it. You made it easy. I was a little nervous.
They get harder later when we start actually talking.
When I got to talk about issues.
Yeah.
Carbon sequestration.
Well, we're going to get into that. So, we don't have to worry about carbon sequestration. Texas is going to get all that.
They
all those
are.
jobs now.
There's actually 5 to 6 permits.
We need the mic.
Me, my wife, and two of our friends.
Oh my god!
And we were the only white people in the whole room,
dude.
Other than a saxophone player.
Dude, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
All right. Let's get Madeline in here. So we'll show this off during the break. Hey, how are you? All right. We will show this off. We only have the one camera, so we have to like physically hold things up to it. Okay. So come on in. Sit. We'll easy peasy conversation. Might steal some, baking tips from you and whatnot. That's good.
This is your last segment. What time do you start?
6 a.m. Shows from 6 till 9. So yeah.
Are you quiet for the rest of the day?
Yes, pretty much.
It's those ride home for me that's just like inside.
Yeah. The last thing you're gonna do is listen to the radio. One more minute. I feel that. I feel like when people ask me about eat cake all the time. No, actually, like kind of over it.
And you're right across the street from Stephanie over at Zealand Street. Where were you before? Where am I?
Right across from St. James Place next to the gas station.
Okay. Yeah. Why is that?
I think that they've been talking about redoing.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are kind of starting.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. 836 Talk 107.3 FM, WBRP, mornings with Brian Haldane, rolling right along. Thanksgiving's coming up Thursday. We've talked about just about every type of food under the sun when it comes to Thanksgiving. What we have not done, though, is talked about dessert. No, we're not playing the intro today, JP, because we're not talking beef. So we're skipping the intro today. Sorry. It is time for Foodie Friday, and today we're going to be talking about dessert. We're welcoming in Madeline Burr from Eloise Market and Cakery. Literally says on the website, Baton Rouge's most bougie bakery. Madeline, welcome aboard. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Let's slide the chair on up a little bit closer to that mic. I'm doing very well as well. The most bougie bakery. What makes Eloise the most bougie bakery?
I think it's the most bougie bakery because everything is custom made just for you. It's all baked fresh. It's all decorated fresh. The colors are mixed just for you. All the details that we put into it.
The Eloise Market and Cakery. You'll find it it's on Perkins Road, not far from Zealand Street Market, which we're big fans of Miss Stephanie and
Yes,
Zealand
yes.
Street Market. Let's rewind the clock. Let's go back to, I guess it was 5 or 6 years ago that you got started in this. What made you want to go bakery? What made you like, is this a long time passion that turned into a business?
I'd say the passion lies in that I always loved eating. I
Okay.
really love good food. So I knew that I wanted to always be around good food, and that if I really wanted something good, I might have had to make it myself. So that really led me into exploring it. I went to college for entrepreneurship, so kind of lent me the world. I could do anything I wanted because everything was a business.
Right.
So I stuck with what I love, which is to be in the kitchen.
Being in the kitchen is one thing, taking on desserts all the time, and specifically when it comes to like cakes and things that like people associate with special occasions, I feel like that raises the level of pressure, doesn't it?
It definitely does raise the level of pressure, but I feel like in today's like job world, I always say that at least we're crying over sugar and not something serious. It could be worse, and the day could be a lot more stressful.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I like that at least I'm celebrating with you.
Okay, so started off in 2020, right?
Yes.
And then have advanced to where you're at in your in the new location today on Perkins. Walk me through a little bit about how Eloise has evolved over this very short period of time as you've grown very quickly.
So it's all started in COVID. I was in college, and my boyfriend, who's my husband now, he encouraged me to make an Instagram to start selling cakes, and I kind of just put myself out there and never allowed myself to get embarrassed about it. And I kept posting, kept putting myself out there, and then people eventually they caught on and they realized that I did have something good to offer. And it's really grown organically. We haven't had to, pay for big ads or do big promotions. We've just organically had people come to us. I think we have a good energy. We try to be really positive, because I wanted to give Baton Rouge something kind of different,
Mhm.
something bright and colorful, and not just the old Southern charm, but something beyond that.
And we're talking with Madeline Burr from Eloise Market and Cakery, talking a little bit about just the world of baking. We're gonna get into some tips and tricks and whatnot in a little bit, but I kind of want to stick with your path along the way here. Making that transition from social media to real life is not the easiest thing to do. Walk me
No.
through a little bit about what it took to get you from just your circle of friends, your sphere of influence in social media to having an actual storefront.
Yeah, so I had started doing it from home, and it started picking up more and more, and I went from having like 2 orders a week to having like 10 and then 20. And then I decided to move back home to save some money, and it got to the point to where my mother-in-law, she was like, "Okay, this is enough baking in my house." And so it's time to kind of take that next step. And I'm glad that I got pushed to do that because it definitely hasn't been easy. It's been like a lot, on my mental, especially since I started off at only 22. I opened the brick and mortar.
Mhm.
But it's just the consistency and never giving up that's really got me to where I am today.
22 is unbelievably young to have a brick and mortar storefront. I mean,
Yeah.
that is remarkable in and of itself. Talk to me a little bit about Baton Rouge, and I mean, you're a Baton Rouge native,
Mhm.
but talk to me a little bit about Baton Rouge, and are we entrepreneur friendly here? Is this something that you feel like uh, it was? I don't want to say without challenges, because of course there's always challenges, but getting to a storefront at 22 years old, there's got to be a whole atmosphere that's able to work with you.
Yeah, definitely. I found a lot of support in my community. I grew up in Riverbend. It's a neighborhood that's
Mhm.
really big and really family oriented. And so I definitely felt a lot of support from them. And then it kind of just kept folding and doubling and going from there, especially with going to schools locally in Baton Rouge. I found that like a lot of my old teachers and a lot of the families that I grew up with, they were all supporting me,
Mhm.
and it kind of just helped to push it along. So I do think that Baton Rouge can foster entrepreneurs.
When it comes to baking, a lot of people get intimidated very quickly because
Yeah.
because I think we're in a world where we see so much on television where it's all so over the top. I mean, look, my wife and I are guilty of as well. We just we're watching all the holiday baking championships on the Food
Yeah.
Network and whatnot, but it's like it doesn't have to be that obtuse. It can be very, very simple to start off with. So when it comes to baking, what do you feel is like the biggest challenge, the biggest hurdle to get past to where you can get to the point of being like, okay, now we get to being really good at this?
One of the hardest things was kind of just in terms of growth and like doubling, tripling, quadrupling recipes, making sure that the recipes still work from there. And then also being honest with myself when I make something that I think I could improve,
Mhm.
actually going through the process of rewriting that recipe and improving my systems as they go.
We got Madeline Burr in with us from Eloise Market and Cakery. What is your favorite thing to make?
My favorite thing to bake is king cake.
Okay. All right. I did not see that one coming. Why?
Because it's a traditional Louisiana dessert. It's so important to our culture. I feel like oftentimes we lose a lot of the you know, actually making the foods that are a part of our culture and not just like purchasing and consuming them. And so it feels really special to me that I like know how to make a king cake off the back of my hand.
Okay. Well, I mean, and when you look at like, it's something that belongs to us. So you go somewhere else in the world, and you've got a talent there that they're not going to have somewhere else. Uh, what products are the most in demand over at Eloise?
We do a lot of cooking classes and baking classes, so I love to teach people. I think that in life, everything was taken super serious,
Mhm.
and I don't think everything should be super serious. Some stuff is just meant to be fun, and so I like to teach people the fun way to do stuff. Come and make my kitchen messy and enjoy the cooking part, and you don't have to clean up because sometimes that's the not fun part
Well,
of doing it,
yeah.
or the measuring, or the buying ingredients. So we make it easy so that you can have a good experience and walk away with confidence in the kitchen without all the stress and pressures, which I feel a lot of people often have.
The When it comes to the custom cakes, I mean, there's a world of artistry that goes along with that. What do you prefer, the baking itself, or the artistry that goes on the decorating end?
Like you said, the decorating is an art, so it's a lot harder to find, people that are qualified in the art form. And so I typically myself stick to decorating the cakes,
Mhm.
and then it's easier to delegate the task like baking and to teach someone how to bake it.
Okay.
Fabulous cake.
Okay. Which, I mean, that's obviously transferable to the classes as well. So as you bring people in for classes, let's talk a little bit. What are some of the things that people do wrong in their own kitchens that they bring to your class? Where do you help out on that front? Give me like the top one or two that you find folks do wrong when they're baking.
One thing I find that people do wrong when they're baking is they use US standard measuring cups. It's best to measure your ingredients. I prefer to measure in grams. It's a very precise measurement.
Okay.
It's very small differences. Just a little teaspoon, extra of each ingredient or not enough. It
Right,
makes
right.
a big difference over time.
Okay. Unbelievably specific. That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome. What's the number two then?
Um, I would say not using room temperature ingredients. I think that people like to rush,
Okay.
and just kind of throw stuff together. And sometimes it
Well,
is best for stuff to come to room temperature.
Well, and see, this is something that, like, when we do, Foodie Friday throughout the summer, we're talking beef all summer long. It's one of those things that it's important when it comes to, making a steak, making whatever, that you'll have everything at room temperature there. I've never
Exactly.
thought about that translation to dessert, to baking, because I mean, it's not like I'm going to leave eggs on the counter, am I? Or
Yeah, I mean, for an hour before that you mix them in, yeah.
right? Okay. See,
Yeah.
all right, right off the bat there. Tip number one that I've gotten to take away: room temperature ingredients to go along the way. When or room temperature ingredients in preparation. Um, when it comes to the baking classes that you do, or the cooking classes that you do, the devil's always in the details, right?
Mhm.
What's hardest for people to pick up on when they're in your classes?
The hardest thing is it's so exciting when someone puts something in front of you, not to just like go right in and jump right in and start messing around with it. So it can be sometimes hard to be like, all right, everybody, this is the hardest part of the whole class, but don't touch it yet, please. And to kind of get them to be patient because we are having fun,
Mhm.
but there is a right way to do stuff. So that sometimes.
We've got Madeline Burren with us from Eloise Market and Cakery. I can't believe I'm this far into the segment. I haven't asked yet. Where's the name come from?
It's my little sister's name.
Okay.
Yeah. My name is Madeline. There's already this bakery called the Madeleines, you know?
Oh.
Yeah, they got to the name first.
I mean, they spell it differently and everything.
Yeah, but I don't think their lawyers would really agree.
Fair enough. Fair enough. That did not come in the entrepreneurship path, to be sure, or at least knowing how to pivot away from that. We got about 2 minutes till break, and during the break, we're going to try some stuff. We'll show it off to our Facebook Live and YouTube Live audience as well. I can't wait to dig in. That's going to be so good. But within these 2 minutes before we get to break, I want to ask you a little bit about, I mean, you do wedding cakes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So talk to me a little bit about that level of importance for such a big day. For such a big day, it's just you only get the one. Well, I mean, some people have more than one, but for that big day, on your end, you play a pivotal role in their overall day as well. How much do you take that into consideration with the love and care that you put into what you do?
I mean, for wedding cakes especially, it's very important. I want to be kind of like a magical fairy that just like drops the cake off and it's perfect, and you come in and you see it. Because weddings are stressful enough. The last thing you need to be worried about is the sugar part of it.
Right.
So it's just very important that we do it right, and we don't contact brides day of or anything like that. Because there's no reason to stress you out. And so just making sure everything goes according to plan.
See, I love Side Hustle is a wedding DJ over here.
Oh, cool.
It's like 30 years now. And I love when the people with the wedding cake come in, because that's exactly what y'all do. It's like it's you said magical fairy. It's like being the tooth fairy, being Santa Claus. When everybody else gets there, the cake is already magically there. We're at 850 at Talk 107.3 FM on air. We got Your Money Now on Facebook Live. We're doing a little taste test. And we're going to show things off. She's Madeline Burr from Eloise. We'll continue next.
Thank you.
All righty. JP, show this all off, please. Be very careful, because it's full. It's a full ass box.
Oh, okay. I see what I mean.
Did I hear you woke up early this morning to do this?
Oh, I mean, but on Fridays I always wake up at like 3.
No, she definitely did it just
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. 100%.
Right?
No, but in all reality, we do offer all these goods every day at 6 a.m. That's when we open.
Not enough people open up early for bake stuff. Right. Like I open at 9 on a weekday. It's like
Yeah, I'm at work. Yeah, I'm about to eat lunch.
All right, what do you recommend I try?
Well, there's the cinnamon roll that I brought you because it's like still kind of breakfast time. And then like brownies are good. I brought you some Wicked themed treats because Wicked comes out today.
Very nice.
Yeah. And then obviously like the classics, like if you're just like feeling bored. That's a pumpkin oat.
Pumpkin oat? Okay.
And then this is a wedding cake with cream cheese condensed milk.
A wedding cake cookie?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It like used to be a one that rotated, but it got popular, so it stays now. And then that's cake batter confetti, and then just chocolate, plain chocolate chips. But all of our cookies are cake cookies, so they're made with our cake recipe, just made thicker. So they don't have like brown sugar. They're different than a regular one. They're a lot softer.
All right, so these both are cinnamon rolls?
Mm-hmm.
All right, now I'm going to have the smaller of the two. Oh, that is thick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And we'll try a cookie as well. And sprinkles.
Oh yeah. I saw the consistency when you bit into it. That fluffiness.
It's starting big, man.
Thick. It's thick.
You need something to drip. You got your water.
So it's the same base as our king cakes. We use a brioche bread, brioche sweet dough.
So it's a king cake.
That's getting popular.
Yeah.
Brioche for the king cake.
Yes, because the traditional is the laminated almond. I brought 2, don't worry.
That's so good.
I told the sales when I had to go up to the sales floor, I was like, hey guys, Eloise Bakery.
Yeah, as soon as it show's over with, they come down here like a pack of vultures.
Yeah.
Got a few questions out there. Let's see. Tim asks on Facebook, does she teach baking only?
No, we do cooking classes as well. So we just when we moved, we got a full test kitchen that we now offer cooking classes. So we do a Bayou night, we do an Italian night, an Irish night, and
Nice.
everything
There
is
you
a
go.
7-course. We work as a team. It's no more than 8 people. We make it together and then we enjoy it as a family together because love is what makes food good. And so you get to learn in an easy, fun environment. But right now we're doing Italian, so everybody's making their own pasta. We start every class with a mocktail, chicken cutlets, of course.
Yeah.
All
Wow.
the good things.
It's good stuff. Awesome.
Tell me about the icing. This is because there's like no sugar burn to it, but it looks like the type that would have like.
It's a vanilla buttercream, and it's made with shortening instead of butter.
Okay.
So
That's so good.
helps to cut it a little bit.
And for anyone interested in those classes, how would they?
They're available to sign up on our website. So we have them posted through March right now. So we have for cooking wise, we have Italian through Christmas, then the New Year. And then for Mardi Gras, we only do king cake classes because you can come and learn how to make your own king cake. Of course, we do the not fun parts like making the dough and rising it. You just get to do like the fun part of shaping it. And we play bingo while it bakes, which is always super fun. And then we go into Irish for March. Yeah. And so all the cooking classes are based on my like past travels. So I travel to a place, take some cooking classes, learn about their
What's your connection to
culture.
Ireland?
I went last summer. I like to explore, and it seemed like a nice place to visit. And I was meant to eat
What do you
Irish
make?
stew.
What do you make in the cooking class? What Irish dish do you teach?
We do Irish stew, and we do a soda bread. We do Irish baking class
I
as
see the soda
well.
bread one on here.
Yeah, so you can come and make scones and soda bread on Sunday mornings with us. The reason I love soda bread is because from ingredients to baking and eating it, like it being in your mouth, it's a 45-minute process. And that's how I think bread should be made because I don't want to decide 2 days before
Right.
that I want bread in 2 days. I want it like now. So that's why I like the Irish bread a lot.
The soda bread, $45. That's unbelievably affordable.
Yeah, in all of our classes, you take the recipe home with you. So you can, do it again on your own if you're interested.
856 Talk 107.3 FM WBRP mornings with Brian Haldane rolling right along. Foodie Friday rolling right along. We got Madeline Burr in from Eloise Market and Cakery. We got to talking during the break about the classes that you have to offer. A lot of really great cooking classes, which if you visit EloiseMarket.com, you can learn a lot more about those there. Underrated Christmas present, giving somebody a cooking class. You got to be careful with it, though, because you don't want to be like, you don't know how to cook. But at the same time, if it's something specialty, like an Irish soda bread, that's a really, really great gift.
And I think going with someone, like buying 2 tickets for you and someone to go
yes.
together, it's a really nice time to spend.
Absolutely. Also, during the break, we did do the taste test over here, which, oh my goodness gracious. Okay, so I had the cinnamon roll, and what was that's just a yellow cake, right? Cookie?
Yes, it's a cake batter cookie.
Cake batter cookie with sprinkles on it. Love a cake batter cookie, by the way. Very, very underrated. But let's start with the cinnamon roll, and we're probably going to run out of time after that. There's a thickness to this, to be sure. It's a very, very thick dough. But it's not like you have a thick dough, but it's not lacking in the sweet within the dough itself. And then when you add the cinnamon's kind of on the background on the outside, and as you get towards the middle, you get more and more, right?
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about process on that because it combines perfectly. They complement each other so well. And then I haven't even talked about the icing, but talk to me a little bit about making the cinnamon roll.
I mean, I love cinnamon rolls. I think anything with cinnamon and sugar is bound to be delicious. I really like this recipe because I find that the excess cinnamon is a spice.
Yes.
So it allows to kind of cut that sugar, and so you can kind of experience a, mouth-watering moment.
But all of it, like I said, all of it just pairs so well. Nothing's really standing out and jumping out at you. even when you consider you've got a dollop of icing on top of this thing that I need a retractable jaw to get in my mouth here. So the icing itself, you said was a vanilla buttercream. You said
Made with shortening.
made with shortening, which takes a lot of that. It just eases that sweetness in to where it's not you don't have like a sugar burn on top of it.
And I don't really like the butter taste either. Like, I don't want to kind of like taste like I'm eating a stick of butter.
Right.
I'd rather not be reminded. So I like that flavor.
Well, it is absolute perfection. Highly, highly recommend the cinnamon roll. The cake batter cookies are so. My grandmother taught me cake batter cookies when I was little. It's something that you don't find very often.
Yeah.
So why go that route? Because it seems it. By the way, the flavor on that one is perfection too.
Well, I always felt like growing up, I loved a cake base
Mhm.
cookie, especially cake batter flavor, and I could never find them. And so I was constantly in high school finding myself like baking after school to make myself some cookies because I can't get them anywhere else. And so if I couldn't get it anywhere else, I wanted to be sure to offer that to people so that they could get it.
Eloise Market and Cakery is where you'll find them. EloiseMarket.com is the website. In real life, you'll find them on Perkins Road, right across the street, basically across the street from Zealand Street Market, about a block up from Varsity Sports. Madeline, thank you so much for a couple minutes this morning. Thank you. We've got, man, we're all done for the week, y'all. It has been a super busy week. I want to thank everybody who hopped on board today. If you missed anything at all, available on demand at talk1073.com, courtesy of the folks at Lake Urgent Care. Moon's next. We'll see you on Monday. All right, Facebook. Let me get clear on the ID. All right, Facebook, we're going to bounce. Thank y'all so much for playing along. Go see Madeline. This cinnamon roll is like beyond compare. Like I kind of ran out of word. Like I don't have all the words to describe it because the way all the flavors pair together is just such perfection. So go see Madeline over there at Eloise. Thank y'all so much for listening. We'll see you next week.
Before we leave, I just want to say this. Byron, that's hilarious. She is very poised for her age. I was still making fart sounds under my arm until I was 35.
You were making fart sounds under your arm in the first hour today. So.
Well, thank you.